Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hafez TV. I'm your host, Hafez, and welcome to My Living Hell. Yes, I'm back at Speaker's Corner. I'm back at this S show, as they say. It's been a while, it's been a few weeks, and to be honest, I don't miss it. I don't miss it one bit. This place is a nightmare. But today we're expecting to see the Kelly J. Keane, the Turfs, show up. And there is the London Marathon, which I may actually do a second stream from maybe the embankment to check out the London Marathon. And that's it. That's it. And here we are with the crazies. We're at the open air insane asylum that we call Speaker's Corner. Let's get to it. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what these crazies have to say. Welcome to the two people that have shown up. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna go and see what's what. There we are, and straight away we have a sign. This is Sam Shimon, and Mansour said, if anyone prays to Muhammad, they will go to hellfire. Sam Shimon proves Muslims pray to Muhammad 5 times a day. That is what the sign says. It is. It is the.
I'm saying that they pray to Muhammad 5 times a day. What's the proof? Explain to me so I can learn.
Yeah, these guys are talking.
When he was dying, he got the rabbi to read for him. You tell us what's happening. No understanding of what Sam said. Did you watch Sam's video? No, did you watch his video? Did you watch? So tell us what he said. I don't want to watch his video because I don't have my phone. Time, man. Just I'm from the US. You tell me what he said because you watched the video. No, forget the pistachios, man. What's with him and the pistachios? I was going to show you Sam's video now. I have proof without a shadow of a doubt that all Christians worship Mary and she's part of the Trinity. And you're going to say to me, why do you believe that? And I'll explain why I believe it. I don't believe that, but I'm just saying that if Sam was able to prove, don't show me the video, man. I have no time to watch. You explain in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, explain what's the proof.
This guy is good. All Christians worship Mary?
He's saying that Muslims pray to Muhammad, that Sam Shimon has proven that. All right? I'm just asking him for that proof. What I'm saying is that if Mansour, this is hypothetical, if Mansour said that Muslims, Christians pray to Mary, a Christian would say, no, we don't.
Right. I would say no.
And they'll say, what's the proof?
Right.
Right? I'm saying the same thing.
You're just asking him for evidence.
I'm just asking him, because all I know is that when I talk to Muslims, they say, look, we pray to Allah. We pray to one God.
Yeah.
He's claiming differently. The prophets, Jesus is not God, Muhammad is not God, Moses is not God. There's only one God, but Allah.
Right.
He's saying, no. Muslims pray to Muhammad 5 times a day. All I'm asking him, what's your proof
for that statement?
Because if Shimon has proven it, Shimon has proven it without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, Sam Shimon has proven the Muslims pray to Muhammad.
He's the only one in 1,400 years that has done that. So we'd be interested to know what
now he's going to show us the video. Oh my God.
Don't you say Assalamu alayka? Finish it for me. What do you say? Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, translate for everyone. What is Assalamu alayka? I can of course give the word by word translation because I actually am not Arab. Alright, okay, then let me help you. I'm not an Arab too, I'm a Syrian, praise Jesus. Assalamu alayka means, in your prayer, say, peace be upon you, O Prophet, right? Yeah. So can I ask you a question? Why are you talking to Muhammad instead that he's buried in Medina? Because the prayer is actually praying to Allah.
No. Since this is the model.
Yeah, but what I mean is that this is going to take like an hour for him to prove this. How long is this video? It's what? He already proved it. No, but how has he already done it? Which surah, which verse did he quote?
In your 5 daily prayers, you say tashahhud, right? Yeah. Now, in your tashahhud 5 times a day, don't you say assalamu alayka? Finish it for me. What do you say? Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, translate for everyone what is assalamu
Hold on, he's translating.
One by one translation because they actually Arab. All right, okay, then let me help you. I'm not an Arab too, I'm a Syrian, praise Jesus. Assalamu alayka means, in your prayer, saying, peace be upon you, O Prophet, right? Yeah. So can I ask you a question? Why are you talking to Muhammad, who's dead and he's buried in Medina?
Why would you say peace be upon you and the Prophet when you want to pray? You just say to God. What's the Prophet got to do with it? No, it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. Why would you? No. But why would you invoke a name of a prophet?
You don't understand it because you're not Muslim.
Okay, why would you invoke a name of a prophet when you pray to God?
You're a Muslim.
But what? You're a Muslim. Are you a Muslim?
It's pointless to explain to
No,
you.
but are you a Muslim? Then you can explain it to the non-Muslim. How is a non-Muslim supposed to become Muslim without you would be able to explain this?
Will you understand the life of a chicken?
Sorry?
Would you understand the life of a chicken?
It doesn't matter. But if a chicken can talk to me, can explain to me, well then can Muslims talk to me? But Muslims are human beings. They can explain what their ideology is professing. Are you a Muslim, first of all? Are you a Muslim? No. I'm not. No. I'm not. Are you a Muslim? If you're telling me you understand, are you a Muslim?
No, it's not about me. It's about
Are you a Muslim?
It's about you.
Are you a Muslim?
It's about you.
Then we're done.
Yeah, of course, because you don't understand.
No, because you don't want to answer a simple question. You're one of those people who doesn't want to answer a simple question. You're pointless because you're pointless.
Exactly. That is my point, that you don't understand.
No, because you don't even answer a simple question. If you can't answer whether you're a Muslim or not, then it's a pointless conversation. My time is worth more than this conversation.
I'm not here to argue about Islam. I'm here to talk about
When the Prophet
truth.
says, I'm not asking anything of you,
Hold
I think
up.
saying pray
When
to
your
me
prophet-
is asking a lot.
Hold up.
It's asking a lot.
When Allah said to your prophet, said,
Yeah.
when you're in doubt,
So
go to the
Allah is
scripture.
praying to the Prophet too?
That's what it
Allah is
says.
praying to the Prophet too?
Right,
You
that
know
would be a
anything about Islam?
contradiction.
That would be
Right.
serious
It's a lie.
contradiction.
But it
you
might
say one
say
word
that
salam.
he's-
You say
you're
one
right.
word salam. You're saying Allah is praying to the Prophet.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I'm actually reading the Quran. Do you
Yeah.
believe the Quran?
Yeah.
So you believe what it says?
We're nowhere in the entirety
You
of the Quran.
see?
He's saying Allah is praying to the Prophet.
I'm not even a Muslim, and I'm trying to get Muslim
Yeah.
to accept the Quran. He doesn't want to
Very good.
accept.
So just live by your words, right? Is
Here's
that
the
question?
Arabic.
So
If you
live
read
by
the
what
Arabic,
the Quran says.
It says Yasaluna, and Allah salat. Yasaluna.
Then
and
Allah,
salat.
he
What
says
does
Allah
it
prays
mean?
to Muhammad.
I know me.
This is his argument.
Hold up. My argument is
If
this.
that's what it says,
My
then
argument is this.
what do you think it says?
My argument is this. Allah send
And you read the
his
parentheses,
salat.
graces and
You're
blessings.
in error, man. Apologize now to the Quran. Apologize to Allah.
Have you read the Quran?
Have you read it?
Yes.
How many times you read it?
3 times.
Okay,
and
what-
then
what
nowhere
does
did it
Surah
say that
19
anyone
verse 19
prays.
says?
He says, I ask
does
of you
Surah
nothing.
19
He
verse
says,
19
I ask
says?
of you nothing. I say, I bring you the message from Allah. I say, I bring you the message
He
from Allah.
likes to talk.
If I say you bow, if I say you put
Yo,
your head on the floor and worship
people,
me, I'm asking you for a lot right now,
Is
brother.
this the Quran? Yes or no? Is
don't
this
know
the
what this
Quran?
website-
Yes or let me take
I
out
don't
the-
know what
Let's
website
take
this
out
is.
the English. Let's take out the English. Reading
He is reading.
reading the Arabic for me, please.
So people
Surah
come out here
33
every day and
verse
talk
56.
like this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome.
This is the first time
Can you
I've been
read?
here.
Can you
yeah,
read?
same.
I'm having so much fun.
I am too. I
love it. I love this.
So we can just start any discussion at all.
Yeah, I think so. No, but so you're Christian, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sure.
When the disciples asked Jesus, how do we pray? What did he say?
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Our who?
Father.
Not our Father, Son, and Holy Spirit in heaven?
No,
If
just
there's
our
3
Father.
gods,
Yeah, sure.
which are one, 3. Okay, what is the Trinity? Explain what the Trinity
The
is.
Trinity is well. Let me first say what it isn't. There's a common misunderstanding. It's some people say, oh, well, it's just one substance, but it has 3 different forms.
Right.
Like water can be ice, or it can be steam, or it can be liquid. It's not that. It's 3 independent persons.
Okay.
Okay. So the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and they together form God.
Right.
They're mutually submitting to each other, mutually obeying each other.
Okay.
And so they have a different form than a typical individual human
Are they
being.
co-eternal and co-equal?
That I don't know about, but I can.
That's the creed. That is the
Well, maybe it is, but I'm just all I can do is honestly say what I know and what I don't know.
When they asked Jesus, how do we pray? Why didn't he say pray to the Holy Spirit too? It should be.
Well, he does talk about the Holy Spirit later.
Of course, he talks about the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
But when I read the Bible, where do I find Trinity? Not the word Trinity, but the concept of Trinity.
Oh, sure. We can go all the way back to Genesis 18.
Okay.
Have you guys heard this part?
Yeah, let us.
Well, that's it. That's in Genesis 1, Genesis 2, Genesis 18. So this is when Abraham is basically interceding for Sodom and Gomorrah. His nephew.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us at Harvest TV. We are here at Speaker's Corner, and we're deep in discussion with, I believe, the Trinity, essentially the usual Islam versus Christianity debates and arguments. Thank you, everyone. Wee Man, big up Wee Man. Urban, Root, big up yourselves. Ali, big up yourselves. Smile, good to see you. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit that like button. Share this thing across the world, worldwide, up and down. It really helps. We need the sharing and the caring. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the debate about the Trinity.
Saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance to his tent to meet them and bowed down low to the ground. So it says, the Lord, but he appeared in the form of 3 men. It doesn't say 1 man, it doesn't say 2 men, it says 3 men. Okay, now it's not an outright statement of here's the Trinity, here's the doctrine, this is what you must believe. But there are things that you can infer from the text. So it starts out with that. Now that's the first clue that this might tell us something. Now if we go down a little bit further, okay, so then he talks about, will Sarah have a child and so forth. But then there's this part starting in verse 16 of Genesis 18. When the men got up to leave, they looked down towards Sodom, and Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. So he's walking with the 3, right? Then the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? So the Lord is speaking, and the Lord is present with 3 people, right? And he says, Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. And he goes on and he says, then the Lord said, the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin is so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know. So I will go down. So God, in the 3 persons there, is saying, I will go down to Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? So now what we're going to see is there are 3 elements to God. One of them will be up in the heavens, one of them will be talking to Abraham, and one of them will be down in Sodom and Gomorrah.
3 gods.
Three elements of the one God.
3 gods.
Well, okay, maybe I made a slip of the tongue. That's honest. But anyway, but no, that's not what I'm claiming. What I'm claiming is that the Bible in this verse, and you guys also accept the Bible, is that correct?
No,
Oh,
absolutely
you don't.
not.
You don't.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I thought
See,
It's a different God. Of course they're not going to accept it. It's a different God.
The Muslims accept the Injil.
Exactly.
What is the Injil?
We already know
Where
who
is the
Allah
Injil?
is. Everybody knows who Allah is.
The Muslims accept the Torah, which
Okay.
was a message given to Moses.
Oh,
But
okay.
what we have today is not that message.
Oh,
It's
okay.
corrupted, right?
Well,
Similarly-
that's your claim.
Okay,
Okay,
no,
that's
The
your
only
claim.
thing is, though, the Quran actually says to the Muslims, if you doubt what is in the Quran, go to the people of the book, which is the
Sure.
Jews and the Christians,
Never
yeah.
accept
and they will
Allah.
confirm
Okay,
it
so
to you.
Father of
maybe
all
we'll do
lies.
this. Okay,
say-
I just
no,
want
no,
to
no,
finish
no,
this
no,
point.
no,
Let me
no,
finish
no,
this
no,
point.
no.
Let me finish this point. I just had a parenthetical request of whether you believe it or not. Okay, now I understand your position. So let me continue with this. Okay, so we've got 3 men, the Lord, who greet Abraham, and then they're going and they're talking about these things. The men turned away and went towards Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord.
So the men
Okay.
are different.
Well, something's going on here because Abraham is standing before the Lord, and then the men, but he just said, I will go down to Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord said he would go down. And now the men are going down, and now he's still standing before the Lord.
Right.
So they're both the Lord, according to this passage. Now, you can get out of it if you claim that this is corrupt. That's
No,
fine.
no.
That's
Here's
fine.
the question
But
I
this
have.
is what it's
Here-
actually
here-
saying.
Here's a question I have.
Yeah,
Is this the Old Testament or the New Testament?
it's the Old Testament.
It's the Old Testament. You find a Jew over here that believes that this means 3 in 1 God.
I am a
find
Jew.
one
You're not
Jew.
gonna
I am
believe
a
it.
Jew.
He's a Jew.
I am a Jew.
He's a
Okay.
Jew.
Well,
Okay,
You
great.
can't ask me Trinity because I don't follow it.
No, I agree. I know that you
I am
would.
You
Roman.
find me.
Yeah, that's fine,
This is
that's fine.
this is not your
But
scripture. This is the
I
scripture
can
of the
explain
Jew,
what
written
is
in
the Father,
Hebrew.
the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Because it's easy to
You
explain.
find me a
Now,
Jew.
go to Matthew 28.
Define
verse
Jew.
19.
Let me finish. Let me finish
Who's
the
a Jew?
passage.
There's only one Jew, Netanyahu.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
the only
Oh,
Netanyahu.
God, no.
Netanyahu
I
is
don't-
not a Jew. He's
no.
actually a German.
Wow, we've gotten off
He's
track. Let's
actually
get back
a
to the
German.
passage.
Jews are in the Caribbean.
Brother,
and
can you
slaves.
continue with me? Okay, so we got the
You
three
want me
that
to
start
show you
out,
that
right?
in the Bible?
And
You want me to show
then
you?
the
Should I
Lord
prove it,
goes
right?
down to Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord
Let's show
also
you,
stays
sir.
before
He's in there.
Abraham, right? Okay.
Let's show you
And
we are
then-
not going to slavery.
Okay,
And
so
here we
then
shall
he's
serve
basically
religion
pleading with God back and forth. Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the
Ladies and
wicked.
gentlemen, a new revelation. Netanyahu is not a Jew. Jews are in the Caribbean.
People with the righteous. So he now barters back and forth with them, back and forth, back and forth. And basically he starts out with some large number, he goes to a smaller number, a smaller number, a smaller number. And the limit of this, if you take it in that scripture, is basically saying if there was even one righteous person
They actually lie.
in Sodom and
Because they
Gomorrah,
have not been
you
in
wouldn't
slavery.
destroy it.
No.
And let me just give you a freebie, a little implication on the side. The implication is this: if there is just but one righteous person on all of the earth, would you condemn the whole earth? And God's answer is no. If there's only one righteous person. And so the Christian interpretation of this would be this foreshadows Jesus. Jesus is that one righteous man who stands on earth, who never did anything wrong, who was sinless, and he saves the whole earth. And so when Abraham is going back and forth. So, okay, so now we go down further.
I mean, God did destroy the world with Noah's
The
time.
Lord shall
Like he didn't care that like
the
a lot
Lord
of.
shall scatter thee
Surely there were more than
amongst
8 innocent
all
people on the
nations.
entire the planet before.
Meaning
that.
Oh,
we
okay.
don't
Well,
go
let's
into
bracket that for a
slavery.
moment. Let me just continue
Here
with the
we shall
passage,
serve
okay?
two religions,
So he goes,
one
and he
religion
keeps
of
speaking
Buddhism,
down. He
Roman
speaks
Catholic,
down all the way down, and then it said, "Now that I've been so bold to speak to the Lord, okay, and what if only 20 are found there?" He says, "Okay." Then it goes on to the next chapter, and now this is where you see the Lord, who is now broken up into different people. He calls the Lord from heaven, calls down damage on Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord is also standing before Abraham, and the Lord is also down in Sodom and Gomorrah trying to get Lot out. This is what the whole passage says. I'm just sort of summarizing it here for the purpose of
Let me just ask you a
clarity.
question, because I think what we're getting confused is the term Lord.
Sure.
Did God say to Moses that you are Elohim? Elohim to
Elohim
the
is
Pharaoh.
plural gods, yes.
Whoa! So you're saying now
Yahweh.
that
Yahweh.
Yahweh said to Moses that you are Elohim to the Father. That means Moses is God too.
Wait. Let me understand what you're saying.
God said to Moses, "You are Elohim
If
to
God
the
never
Father."
put us into slavery,
That
no one-
means
Where
that
does he say that? Is this Psalm 82?
I'm not sure exactly where it said.
I think there's a Psalm 82 that says something like that. Well, let me find out what this is when it says, let me go back to the passage and see whether it's using Elohim or Yahweh. Because you're correct, it does make a substantial difference. If it's Yahweh, it is the one and only
But when
God.
you're saying that Lord, it means
Hey guys, we're gonna go for a little walkie.
Yeah, okay, so
Looks like things are getting a bit popular over there. There's some Muslims addressing him or something. I'm not sure. Let's go around here, see if we can see what we can see.
Your Prophet Muhammad, when he died, he said to Aisha, I don't know what will happen to us. Question mark. Where is his soul going? Okay? When all Muslims die, their soul goes to hell. This is where their soul goes, hell.
Muhammad was possessed by the devil. You know that, right?
Oh my God. Oh
Hadith
my
5379.
God.
Allah have two hands on the right side. Hadith 5379, their book. And Jesus said, God is a spirit, worship God in spirit
quote you
and
some
truth.
Quran.
All
This is
Muslims
what
going to
Allah
hell.
says, the words of Allah. Or you do not see who send devils upon these believers to smite them with evil. How is that merciful God? It's a corrupted tyrant that you worship. You don't even know it. Open your Quran. Ask what kind of God, what kind of God, and what kind of God, what do you mean? What kind of God? Fear no Allah. Fear no
We are just trying to
Allah.
guide you to the right path because hell is very hot downstairs.
Fear no Allah. What?
Oh my God.
What difference does it make? I open Quran and I see what it says. Oh my God, oh my God. Read Quran.
I read the Quran
What
every day.
kind of God
Why-
would send
why- Why should
devils?
I be a Muslim when I don't read the Quran?
Satan! Satan sends the devils.
You know Mansur, right? Mansur. Mansur. This is one of the Dawa channel guy. He comes and speaks over here, speaker corner every time. Mansoor.
People are dropping some hard truths. This gentleman in the very, very, very red
Who told you Muhammad was a prophet?
silky shirt, satin
Who
shirt.
told you Muhammad was a prophet?
Who told you he wasn't?
Christ himself.
Who told you he
Christ
wasn't?
himself. According to Injil, this is what Jesus said. I can say the way I want to. Don't be over here, moderator. These are the words of Christ. Don't you know that the prophecy has been cut off with head of John the Baptist? The last prophet was John the Baptist. Your man whom you worship, Muhammad, a stooge who was never a
Excuse me,
prophet.
sir. Why is it in the Christian Bible it said that Jesus said there'll come a man after me named Ahmed?
Never said man. He's always sending spirit.
Yeah,
the Holy
Ahmed, he
Spirit.
said Ahmed.
No
And
Ahmed.
the Prophet Muhammad's
he never
name is
said
Muhammad.
that.
Mustafa
He never
Ahmed
said
Mahmoud.
that.
Yes, he did.
Muhammad was
Check your
never.
Bible, read your
I
Bible.
know. These
Read
are
your
fairy
Bible.
tales from the fortune cookies, maybe.
Read your Bible.
Okay? In real, I know the Bible.
No, you
so I'm
don't.
telling you, the last prophet, according to your Messiah, Jesus Christ, was John the Baptist. So again, learn something. These are the words of Jesus Christ. Don't you know that the prophecy has been cut
That's the words
off?
the Roman believes.
Cut off with the head of John the Baptist.
That's Roman.
That's reality. No. And those
Roman
writings,
wrote the Bible.
those writings existed. Those writings existed about 300, 400 years before Muhammad was even born. No interest about dismissing Islam because Islam was not even existent.
Thank you.
Mind you, one more thing. Since you're in school age, learn about Quran. Quran is nothing more than Gnostic Christianity. All the writings that you have been already in existence before Muhammad was born. They were all compiled. Now watch this. Book of Bartholomew. I'm going to quote you the same way you find in Surah 7. This is what it says. Oh, Iblis, why won't you bow down to my creation which I made? Yes. And I'm telling you, I study Asian scripture. Quran is Gnostic Christianity. Of course. Look it up. Look it up. I'm telling you. The story of Adam and Eve, all the stories, the dialogues, the whole dialogues were plagiarized. They're all there.
Bullshit.
Here's. Oh, there you go. Bullshit. Oh, look, he's losing his nerve. Here's I'm quoting you. Oh, Iblis, why won't you bow down to my creation, which I made with my two hands? I will not bow down to something lower than myself. Because of your arrogance, you're no longer permitted to remain in Jannah in heaven. That's not Quran. Those writings existed 300-400 years. It's documented. Don't believe me. It's a science. It's a science. Check out Book of Bartholomew. Check out. You see in school, you know when in school they don't tell you? Because of political correctness. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Because that's the only reason. Like in communism, you live in fantasy world. Hit the science. Study hard. And you're going to dismiss Quran not because it's fake. It's because it already existed before Muhammad was even born. This is science. Nag Hammadi Library, 1947. Excuse me. I'm not talking to you. So what I'm saying to you, get on reality. Read the books. See what is happening. History, archaeology, all the documents are there. It's all documented. You don't have to nod your heads. That's the reality. I understand they're brainwashed you here. By the way, I'm a teacher of education, so I know what's going on. They brainwash you. They tiptoeing, yes. Because how many history teachers told you that actually all those writings existed in the religious studies, that those writings existed before Muhammad was born? How many? How many? Zero! Because they want to be very polite and not give you the truth.
We don't care what other people say.
The Muslims accepted for Prophet.
What?
Moses wasn't a Muslim.
You're not listening clearly.
Jesus
What
wasn't
did I
a
say?
prophet.
What did I say about this
You
writing?
said, oh, these thoughts have existed
Why would they
before
discover?
Islam.
What
Of course
number
they
did I
have.
give?
Of course these thoughts have existed.
In Quran says there's nothing like it, right? Quran is nothing like it. I'm giving you quotations, the whole dialogues. And mind you, that's the word of Allah. What Allah speak in the
who did
name
Jesus speak
of
of?
Satan.
To who did
Do you
Jesus
know why?
speak?
Do you know why
Does he
Allah
speak
speaks
of?
in the name of Satan? But there's a dialogue. That's supposed to be a word of Allah. Why there's the dialogue? Why?
Mr. Speaker.
Because that's all have been
Hello,
taken
earthly
out.
laws you receiving over?
What is it?
In Christianity, they believe in one
Because
God.
we're talking about
Hold on,
Quran.
hold on,
We're
we're coming to the
talking about
Quran. We
Quran.
start from the
Are you a
beginning.
Muslim? Are you a Muslim?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Quran.
All right, let's talk about Quran.
Why
What do you
there's a
tell me?
dialogue between Iblis and Allah in Quran if this is the word of Allah?
Listen to me.
No, listen to me.
Now
No,
you
listen.
listen to me.
Oh, now you listen to me.
Listen
Go
to
on,
me.
go
You
on.
spat your shit. Now
Go
you're
on.
gonna hear
Oh
the
shit!
facts.
Oh shit!
Now you're gonna hear the
We
facts.
know Allah.
What?
Allah's a
If you-
fake deity.
If you are a Christian,
You will.
We know Allah.
If you're a
I
Christian,
challenge Allah.
Listen.
I challenge Allah.
Then you challenge God.
I challenge
Then you
God.
challenge
No,
God. Yes, you
no.
do.
Jesus
Challenge God.
Christ spoke of one true
Jesus
God.
Christ was a prophet.
Jesus Christ
He
spoke of
was
one
a
true God.
prophet.
See, that's the blasphemy.
He was a
You're listening.
prophet.
That's
Read
what
your
Holy
Bible.
Islam.
He's a prophet
The
of
Holy
Islam.
Islam
Facts.
is a
One
blasphemous
minute,
religion.
one minute. Who came
Islam
first?
is a
Who came
blasphemous
first? Mary or
religion.
Jesus? Who came first? Mary or Jesus? Who came first? Mary or Jesus?
Christ existed before whole of existence.
So what did they say
According
that
to
Mary's the
story.
mother of God in your
Yes,
religion?
yes, by the
Why do they say
earthly,
this?
by the earthly means,
No,
she
that's
was a
contradiction.
vessel.
That is
No,
contradiction.
no, good. She was a vessel
Contradiction.
through which, and mind you, here's the interesting part. This is a camera. Even in Quran, Mary is sinless.
Yes.
Do you know what sinless means?
Pure.
Pure,
Clean.
pure. Thank you
Clean.
very much.
Clean.
Incorruptible, right?
Yes.
And the 99 attributes of the Quran of Allah, not a single one shows Allah to be incorruptible because Allah is a corrupted chief.
Right.
That's why He created death. That's why when Jesus Christ came to this world, He overcame it. He overcame the death that Allah created.
But he handed
And
out
He
in your
showed the
religion.
mankind.
In your
He
religion.
showed the
He handed out
mankind
with tax
how
collectors,
to overcome
prostitutes,
death.
and gangsters.
So we
in
know
your
Allah.
religion.
Challenge Allah because the deity that keeps you dead.
Listen
Because that's
to me.
it, that's
Listen to me.
that
Listen
is the
to me.
deity
Your
that
Jesus
exists.
sat with tax
I'm
collectors.
a Jew.
drank and ate
I
with
say
tax collectors
Allah
and prostitutes.
exists by keeps
So
you in a
explain that to
mortal
me.
state. That's why you have a choice. You can become like an AI programmed all the way for the rest of your life, or you can follow Christ and set yourself free
You mean, well, but
from
you're
the
confused.
creation of Allah.
No, you mean well, but
And
you're
then you
confused.
set
You're
yourself free
confused. You're
from
really
the mortal state.
No, you're confused.
So there it is.
No, you're
And here's the proof. Guess who speaks about
You can't
Allah?
give me no proof.
Guess
You
who
can't give me no
speaks
proof. Where's your
about
proof?
Allah
Where
as
is your
villain
proof?
according
Your
to
proof comes from a
Quran?
book that was
Here,
written
according
2,000
to
years ago.
Quran.
You've got no proof.
Guess what?
You've got
Guess
no proof.
what?
You've got hearsay.
Everybody
All
knows.
your existence is with hearsay.
Everybody
it's
knows
hearsay. That's called
that
hearsay.
Allah
You've
created
got no
human
proof.
being in
You've
the
got no
image
proof whatsoever.
of Allah.
I could write a story about
Here's
you
the
saying
interesting
that you
thing.
walk on water
I'm
2,000 years
This is
from
the
now. Someone
Muslim
finds that
who
book.
doesn't want to hear
No,
about Quran and
You're
about
talking
Allah.
rubbish, man.
What kind of Muslim
Give
is
me
that?
facts, not fiction.
These are facts. I'll give
Give
you
me
Quran.
facts, not fiction.
I'll give you
Give me
Quran.
facts, not fiction.
I'll give you
No,
Quran.
give me your book. Talk about your
In
book.
Quran.
Talk about your book.
In Quran, Allah created human being in His own image. And guess what happened?
Go on.
When Allah said that He would give authority to the mankind over the earth, do you know what angels said? They reflected on Allah and say, are you going to give authority to somebody who sheds blood like Allah and His followers and who spreads corruption like Allah, the corrupting chief? This is the reality. Angels themselves. Angels
So
themselves.
when Jesus
indirectly.
says, this is my blood
indirectly
and this is my
called
body,
Allah.
what is he doing? There's
Blood
cannibalism.
shedding scum
That's
who
cannibalism.
spreads corruption.
You're worshipping the
Now,
flesh and
mind
the
you,
blood. You worship
everyone
the flesh and
knows.
the blood. You worship
Everyone
the flesh
knows
and the
what
blood.
corruption is.
Yeah,
I
flesh
know
and
what
blood.
corruption
In your
is.
religion is
We
flesh
all
and
know.
blood.
That's the
You
gift
worship flesh
from
and blood.
Allah.
Trinity. Flesh and blood.
Corruption is a
Flesh
gift from
and
Allah.
blood.
Death is a gift of Allah. Now, we can all overcome it if you understand who Allah is, that He's the corrupter in chief, and overcome it because Christ spoke of one true God, not a God, which is in the lower ranking realm of Elohim, which is called Allah, which is the one of the creator of the earth. And so when we're talking about the
Are
one,
you animal,
what
mineral,
rubbish?
vegetable?
What
Are
rubbish?
you animal, mineral,
What
vegetable? Are
rubbish?
you? Where do I
Neither.
send you from? Are you
Neither.
animal, mineral,
Neither.
vegetable?
There you go
Neither.
again. See, no matter what this man says, he's talking nonsense. I'm giving you
Oh, but you're
logical
talking all truth. You
explanation
give me no proof of
of
anything you're
Quran.
saying.
Of
Prove to
Quran
me
that
what
he
you're
doesn't
saying.
want to hear it.
Okay.
I told you what the angels saw in Allah. Somebody who sheds blood, and somebody who's corrupted.
Yeah.
And you can see it in Islam. Look at
So
the
in
Western
Christianity,
world. Look at the Western
In
world.
Christianity,
Anywhere
when
where
the priest
Islam
holds the
goes,
chalice and says,
there's
"This is my
corruption.
blood and
And
this
there's
is my flesh."
bloodshed.
What are you
Here,
doing?
we
There's
don't
pagan
need to look.
religion.
We
There's
don't have to
paganism
open
you're
the box.
practicing there.
Look
This
at
is
the
my
Islamic
blood,
world.
and this is my body,
Look at Islam.
my
Why is he
breath.
here?
Paganism,
Why is he
paganism,
here?
you're a
It's
paganist.
because there's so much corruption
Paganism,
in his own
paganism,
country.
paganism.
And the all the
Pagan,
Muslims
my friend,
come
you're
here.
pagan.
Why?
The Bible
It's
was written
because
100
of the
years
corruption
after the death
and
of
bloodshed.
Christ in Greece,
That's
and then
Allah to the
manipulated by
core.
the Roman Empire.
Why
And
there's
now you
always
just watch
police
rubbish.
here? Not because of Christians,
The
it's
Quran
because
is the
of
only true
Muslims.
book,
So
clean
now
book. There's no
Muslims
corruption
bring
whatsoever.
corruption, the bloodshed here, so the police has to watch out and be really try to keep the order, which otherwise never happened
It's
before.
not your fault. I
Why
understand.
is it?
You've had
Why
the
is
only
it
upbringing, I
that
understand.
prior
I
to the
understand you.
Islamic
Keep
arrival
taking your tablets
of in
and
the
you'll be
West
okay, I
to the
promise you.
West?
Just take your Valium,
Why
you'll
is
be
it?
okay.
There's
Take
never
your
police
Valium. Make
over
sure you
here.
take your Valium.
Why? Read the
Make sure you
news.
take the Valium. You'll
Read
be
the
all right, I
news
promise
with the
you.
Islamic immigration was happening. Look at all this. Just be
fastest
passive
growing
observer.
religion in the world is
Be
Islam.
passive
The fastest
observer.
growing religion in the world
Exactly.
is
Like a
Islam.
disease.
So what does that tell you about
Because
Christianity?
virus, it is today represented through Islam. And we can see it. It would be otherwise, the Westerners would be
So
heading
why is
for the
Islam
Islamic
growing in
countries.
popularity
I
and
would
Christian
say,
churches are
I
being
would
turned
say,
into housing
Islam
association
has something
flats?
to offer.
Can you explain that to me, please?
If the Western people would seek enlightenment in Islamic states, how come that never happens? How come that never happens? Why no one goes there for learning? Why no one goes there for any enlightenment? Because that's exactly what Allah is.
Your teaching
Darkness,
kept
death,
mankind
corruption,
back for 500
and bloodshed.
years.
This is the reality. We don't have to even open books to see what the reality is. So now, here, Western society has a choice. Exercise your democratic right, or let it happen and take over like Egypt was Christian before, no longer is. Now that Egypt is another shit from the world. I've seen it. Why? It's because of Islam. So I'm asking why people of the West stand up to your government, say no to it.
There'll come a man after his name Ahmed, and he denies it. And it's in the Christian Bible. Now explain that to me and I'll listen to you.
Was not a single word about Muhammad.
He said Ahmed, he didn't say Muhammad, he said Ahmed. He didn't
Muhammad,
say
yeah,
Muhammad,
that's
he
it.
said Ahmed.
Never
And
said
the
they
name
didn't
Muhammad,
ask
Muhammad,
back.
Mustafa, Mahmoud, and
Sure.
Ahmed.
Yeah.
All four names the same.
Muhammad Mothers is in hell. Muhammad is in hell. So how in the world? Now watch this. Watch this. Look at the difference. Muhammad was possessed by the devil. But Christ, even devil could not comprehend because Christ was before the devil. So that's why Christ would say, if you're a son of God,
He was tempted
devil
like
could
Jesus
not
was tempted by the
comprehend.
devil.
No,
Jesus was tempted.
no,
So was
those
the prophet
listen
Muhammad that
people.
was tempted by the
Devil
devil.
could
He
not
was never tempted
comprehend
by the
something
devil.
that is bigger and older than
Do
devil
your
himself. That's why he said, if you're a son of God, do this. If you're a son of God, bow down to me, I'll give it. Mind you, here's an interesting story about Quran. That's quite interesting. In Quran, in fact, Allah sends the devil out. How does he send him out? Because he permitted first, he set up the Iblis, what's now Iblis, to be in front of angels. So the witnesses, according to Quran, he the witnesses. And then, since all-knowing Allah knew that Iblis would disobey according to Quran, which he did, and they sent him to earth. Now, we know what Jesus Christ would say. What would he say? He says, let us leave in space because the ruler of this world is coming. He would say, my kingdom is not of this world.
The Romans called
The
him
kingdom
Jesus.
of this world belongs to the one that Allah sent. That's why the corruption, murders, and everything else. Because Allah sent the deity to this world to keep people enslaved. And stupid. But we can use logic and reason and see what's really happening. What's happened? What is it?
Can I ask you a challenge you on the thing that you said about people going to Western countries because it's better for Christianity? It's better.
No.
Well, no. You said that there's a lot of people going to Western countries instead of Middle Eastern countries because of I guess I don't know whatever the Christian society built.
Middle Eastern countries,
Sorry.
Afghanis, Pakistan.
Yeah. Any Muslim. But that's what I want to challenge you on is that there is a lot of people now moving to Dubai because of the economics of Britain. So is it not true that now Westerners and English people are going to a Muslim country because the economics are better?
This is your challenge. That's your challenge. First of all, everybody knows that Dubai was built by the West. Every single high-rise building, shopping, everything was designed by European or American
Even the Zamzam-
architects.
even the Zamzam
Everybody
well.
knows that. It's a
The
piece
Zamzam
of
well was created by
Western
America.
world, excuse me, paid by the Arab money. That's the reality. That's one. Two, people go there because they bribed with money. So the opportunities, because there's more opportunities for people because they need them. They need them. Who's gonna show them how to design high-rise buildings? When the last time an Arab built anything? You don't believe me? Look up at the list of Nobel Prize winners. You're gonna find out there's mostly West, but how many Muslims ever won? How many Nobel Prizes? How many Nobel Prizes were both interrupted? You hear this crap? They were all built by Romans. All built by Romans. They took over and they've done it. And listen to this. I'm an idiot. How come in the Islamic world so they could have done it in Spain, but they couldn't do it in Morocco? How about that? How about that? And I'm an idiot. I did not forget once.
built Spain.
Listen to him, listen. That's how you can tell a loser. Because he starts to be offensive, the anger rises up. The Iblis in him. Allah Iblis is already burning. Wow. That's exactly how Muslims are. Muslims are the ones, according to Quran itself. This is the devil.
This is what you do
the
all the
devil.
time. They just absolutely
So
slander you.
we know.
This is what you do all the time. You just start slandering.
Muslim over here, with the exception of very few, it's exactly this. It's intellectually deficient and turns to anger, suicide bombings, and so on. That is the reality.
Do you know what you're doing?
Who was the
That's racial
offensive?
slander.
Me or him? Who was
That's racial
offensive?
slander.
This prick. Well, now I can give you that. That's who was offensive.
Tell me what radical
I'm
Islam
saying,
did to your country in the
What
Lebanon.
radical Islam?
No, tell me what radical-
No, there's no radical Islam.
Okay, yeah.
You
See,
are an
that's the
imbecile.
story for the
You're a
leftists.
retard. You're a retard, sir.
For the
You're a
leftists,
retard.
there's only one Islam.
Are a
I'm just being
retard.
PC.
Always this. Okay. They always do the same thing. They put the nice guys
Doesn't
front.
happen very often.
Oh, look how nice they are. Who's going to have
Keep
anything
taking your
against them?
tablets.
And behind them,
This
and
is what
behind
you do.
them,
This is what you do.
savages.
Here we go.
Savages. That's what you get behind. So they always do the same trick. I'm making amazing, very decent Muslim people, and I've got against them. But behind one decent guy, there's 1,000 who hate this place, literally hate this place, and want to see it as another Islamic state.
Yep.
Don't believe me? Look at
Go
the
to
numbers.
Lebanon. Go to
Look
Lebanon.
at the percentage. Look at the percentage last 10 years if you don't believe me. So unless by 2050 you want to be a minority in your country, do something about it. Do something about it. You want about it? Yes.
Do something really soon.
I do, of course. I can do it anytime I want. That's correct. There's no issue. I don't figure why why do we don't have stories like it is right now in Brighton? Why don't we have these stories? You know why we don't have these stories? Because we don't have them. Them. We don't have them. Therefore, we do not have rapes, crimes, all that crap that comes with them. We don't have it. Why don't you take a conclusion? If before such a, there you go, you see, he chose the lowest word coming from his mouth. How about this? He got upset. His feelings got hurt on camera. Here's the gentleman whose feelings got hurt. So again, this is over because I'm not intending to add to somebody who's already crying.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Are you from Lebanon? Polish. Oh, you're Polish. Okay, okay. I thought you were from Lebanon. That's why. I don't know. Someone mentioned. I think he said. Can you tell us how many illegal migrants do we have in Poland?
That's right. There you go.
Who would want to go to Poland?
What are you talking
Who would
about?
want to go to Poland?
No,
They are dying to go to Poland.
want to go
They
to
are
Poland?
trying to climb the fences of Poland. The
You come
Polish
here
don't
and
let
take
them
our building
in
jobs.
Poland.
I'm a crane driver. You come here to get money and take it back to home.
They are
£50 we're missing.
dying to get to
Back
Poland,
to Poland. What are you talking
but they
about?
don't let them in.
If your
That's
country's
why.
so
We
great,
don't want them, man. We don't want them. Honestly, over here they don't want them, but they say, okay, we take them.
so why is it
Over,
your
but they
Polish
don't want them.
young men
Over
are
there,
working in our
we
building
say
sites?
straightforward to your face, we don't want you. We don't want you.
I want you to see something, please.
What are you doing here? I'm exercising my right. I'm exercising my right. Yes.
Till wedding, yes.
All right, and that's the madness over for now. We're moving on. How you doing, mate? You good?
calling them not human.
Well, people aren't united.
I'm just.
But I mean, it's difficult. It's a difficult subject. But I don't normally talk about that here. I talk about feminism. And that's also what you got in feminism is a lot of fake victims. And
Women are fake victims. Women are always have.
but not all women. Most, a lot of the feminists are. I make a big difference between actual women. Feminism is an ideology.
That's
women
a
are people.
problem as well. That's become a problem.
Oh, that's a huge problem. It's crippled Britain.
It's crippling the world.
Yeah. And they're
Because what
pushing
they're
it.
doing is they're reversing the roles, natural role of man and woman. The natural role. Woman is an almighty nester, a builder. She looks after the home.
Can I ask you? Sorry to interrupt. Today we've got a bunch of. Oh Christ, this thing's falling apart. We've got some not feminist TERFs. Kelly J. Keane. I don't know if you know her.
I don't
Posey
like her.
Parker.
No, I know her. I've met her. Yeah.
They're going to be here. I think they might already be here, but they'll eventually.
They tend to go over there.
Yeah, but at the end of their little sewing circle, look, they usually come here for a few minutes before they depart.
The TERFs.
I was going to ask you about them exactly. Do you, because they don't consider themselves feminists, but their rhetoric is very much feminist, along with the feminists.
I've questioned Posey Parker on this, and she said at one point she said she was a feminist. I know she'll deny it, and other times she's told me she's not a feminist. She's hanging out with first and second wave feminists who are anti-trans. The third and fourth wave feminists tend to be pro-trans or just accepting of it. Now, it's wonderful for me because it's the split in feminism, and it's a generational split, and I like it. I would describe Posey Parker as gynocentric. And gynocentrism, feminism is just gynocentrism on speed, basically. And they say it's about women's rights. It's not about women's rights. It's about power.
It's about women's domination.
Yeah.
Female or feminine domination.
Yeah. And Posey did do something that impressed me. She gave Erin Pizzey an interview, and Erin Pizzey's the woman who started the first women's shelters for domestic violence. And Erin has never been liked by feminists.
Yeah,
Because Erin said domestic violence isn't just a male thing.
I actually, I think she was the one I was actually started to get cancelled because she actually believed in female-only spaces, and she was not part of this new, what's it called? Yeah, I think, wasn't she?
She's a very elderly woman.
Yeah, I know, but I think she did say something about trans people being accepted in female spaces or female
Erin might say that.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I remember her saying something about that. That's what kind of
What
cancelled
interests me about it was the fact that a lot of followers of Posey Parker wouldn't like Erin Pizzey being interviewed.
Really?
Yeah. And Erin Posey actually said the woman who started it, which was actually talking about domestic violence. But what they don't like, as Erin says, out of the first 100 battered women she had, she said 62 of them were just as violent as the men.
She says it's a generational problem, not a gender problem. And the feminists, the cash cow of feminism, the industry of feminism and all the rest of it make a fortune out of saying that women have problems and men are the problem.
Yeah, female victim.
Yeah, and the destruction of the family, which comes through stuff to do with Marxism, because it was Marxist feminists who stole the shelter movement off her. They outvoted her years ago. And she wasn't about all that. I mean, she's a tough nut, Erin Pizzey, that's for sure. But yeah, so it's interesting that Posey actually done that. I don't think Posey's really. I think she needs. I would call Posey Parker a white feather feminist, to do with the gynocentrism and what the suffragettes did with the white feather campaign, expecting men to do their duty, but the suffragettes were rich women, not working class, and did they do their duty? What they did is they bombed and burnt things down and caused havoc and put the government in a very difficult situation because they'd be held as martyrs.
You know who Posey Parker reminds me of? The wife of Mr. Banks from Mary Poppins, who, if you notice, if you've seen the film, at the end of it, she's actually wearing a feminist, like a little thing, and she goes out marching for the suffragettes.
Well, if I mean, I'd say she looks like a pint-sized Moira Henley, but we won't go into that. Because that's very cruel and it's not true, but anyway.
But yeah, I mean, for me, something that I've noticed, which I don't know if you know Andrew Wilson, who's a Christian sort of debater, he actually calls out what he calls the crypto right-wing feminists, the hidden, the pretend.
You know the stuff. Emmeline Pankhurst was right-wing, and she got a position in Parliament after all of the stuff she had done. She got a position in Parliament. Can you imagine the IRA blowing up things and bombing things the way they did, which they did later? But they would have been beaten up in prison and then hung, battered to death probably by the police.
The thing is, sometimes, I mean, if you look at it in that way, the Sinn Féin managed to become parliamentaries and they became, political, essentially. They became politicians. So sometimes, this thing about like some terrorist acts or people who become terrorists, eventually they end up, becoming politicians. They come into the fold.
The suffragettes kicked down an open door. It was the suffragists who were in Parliament trying to bring in that. But did they really want women to be put into war? What's the word? I've forgotten the word. I'm getting silly. What's he want? Conscripted into war. Yes. None of these women, and a lot of women didn't want the vote because they thought they might be conscripted into war.
But was that in Britain as well as America, or was it just America?
Britain first.
Oh, okay.
And you had, the thing is, the suffragettes, apparently if you had a little shop in a town and the suffragette wanted to put their poster up, and the shop owner said no, he'd have his windows broken. In those days, glass was really expensive. So what they were terrorizing people. And because they were ladies, the big joke in the day was votes for ladies, because they didn't want their maids, the women scrubbing their doorsteps, or their cleaners to get the vote. They only wanted
the middle class women.
Upper class. They had the use of 2 motor cars. In those days, when the police had horses and carriages, they couldn't catch them after they were burning things down. And they were funded by the banking families in America. And apparently in 1 year, they got £1 million in today's money in funding. And they had a 3 or 4 story building in the middle of London where a lot of the activists and terrorists were on the payroll. And no one could do anything about it. And that was the class system, because they were ladies. And if anyone did something serious to them, it would be they would be martyrs, because they were ladies, so they were protected.
Would you say that voting and allowing women to vote and become active in politics has led to the downfall of essentially what we see around us in the Western civilization in America?
Women and men are different. I mean, I used to have a poster say that men aren't equal to women and women aren't equal to men. Most women who get into politics are pushing women's rights, not anything else. That's all they're pushing. And yet they're not, some are getting involved in the important things in the world politics, but a lot of them are just pushing women's rights.
Like Jess Phillips, these people.
Oh,
They're
God,
just
don't mention her.
Purely pushing female agenda.
She's another victim narrative, and she's a bully, and her smirking, and all the rest of it. And yet, if you go and look online on Google Images, none of the pictures of her just smirking and goading are there. They've all got nice pictures of her smiling nicely.
Oh, I see the filter.
But she's known for that shit-eating smile, basically, and by most people who actually question her. And there's a lot of women like that who they hate men. And not only,
what they call misandrous.
yeah, misandrous. And we all know what misogyny is, but people never knew what misandry is. But now, after all the work done by the men's rights activists for years, it's now gone into the system and the people have heard it. This is why this Louis Theroux thing, I've spoken to Paul Elam and other top people in the men's rights movement. We don't know any of those people being interviewed on the Louis Theroux. We've never heard of them.
Well, the thing was with Louis Theroux's documentary, it was specifically about the manosphere or the red pill manosphere rather than the actual men's rights movement.
Yeah, but the red pill movement is the men's rights movement.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, I think you and I are of similar sort of age, where that lady who made the red pill documentary. Yeah, I remember you used to have a poster here. Now that was a real, honest interrogation into the men's rights.
It was wonderful because it was a journey. The movie was a journey about a nice woman who was very clever, very smart, very professional, very good at what she did, going on a journey as a feminist. And she said it was 100 hours.
Honest inquiry.
She was honest, and she was a proper journalist.
But I don't think Louis is an honest journalist.
No. And not only that, I mean, he's run out of rope. He was popular in the past, and his pretending to be like boy-like and childlike doesn't work anymore on an old head.
Because he's like 50 something.
Well,
you can't pretend to be an innocent, wide-eyed boy when you're over 50, I think.
You're probably more my age. I'm closer to 60. So,
so yeah, but what I mean is, you can't really sell that I'm an innocent guy just asking questions crap when you're in that level. People look at you and go, dude, if you don't know this stuff by now, what the hell you been doing?
Well, it's an act. He's an actor.
Exactly.
He's an actor. And we have too many people who are actors pretending to be advocates. And he's not an advocate. And of course, it was all titillation, all the stuff he went and saw and this and that. But it's kind of had its day. And this is what a lot of the boomers don't realize, is that the Generation Z, they don't connect to it.
Yeah.
And this is why the work done in from the 2010, 2000s to 2016 to 18, all the work done by the men's rights activists and advocates, men and women, has actually been absorbed by society. And they've looked at these zealots who are feminists, who come from wealthy families, who have money, who have all this and that. And yet working class women, they're encouraged to leave their husband, that they don't need a man and all that. They end up in poverty.
I notice every time you look at one of these, Dear Diary kind of, these people who write or ask podcasters about some kind of like issues they have with their husband or boyfriend, almost the 90% go-to is just leave him. It's like their first go-to is leave the situation.
Gloria Steinem, she was a radical feminist. She was apparently a CIA agent as well. And it was the feminists who pulled her up on that. Years later, she married a rich man. She was rich anyway. And all these women who followed her, and there was a wonderful thing I saw on YouTube about an Australian woman playing the guitar and singing. She was an artist. And she was encouraged to leave her husband, so she did. And she had to bring up kids who became teenagers. And then these feminists go and marry someone rich. And she was angry. One of my colleagues told me that there is online, there's a thing called Gateway Women. And a lot of the women are older women typing, and a lot of them are crying and they're typing because they were encouraged, one, to have the big office, to be the professional woman. Feminism has two things they don't tell people. They don't tell women. One of them is that if you leave it too late to have children, you're going to have difficulty. And even if you can afford to have all the treatments, they may not be successful. The second one they tell feminists that feminists tell women that abortion is a form of contraception. And a lot of women will think, and there was a woman that was in the days of Gloria Steinem with Ms. Magazine, and she was promoting abortion. She had 2 boys and then aborted the 3rd child. I don't know if it was a boy or girl, doesn't matter. And she's now a Catholic, and she regrets the abortion. And a couple of my colleagues, before their wives divorced them, wanted to have an abortion, and the husband wouldn't take them to the abortion clinic, so they ended up having the baby. Now their children are adults, and this is part of their lives. If they'd had the abortion, the average woman, I think, will regret it. Now, a medical abortion is when the woman's life is at risk. So there's no question there.
You see, that is the pro-choice, pro-abortion argument all the time. Is they go straight to what if a woman's about to die, or what if a woman's been raped by her 4th uncle
They
removed?
don't say what if a woman's about to die, because that was taken care of anyway. The woman would be given an abortion to save her life and her health.
Yeah, but the thing is, there have been cases. I think there was one in Ireland some years back, and there's been a few very outlier cases where the doctors hesitated to do the abortion because of the laws in place, and so they waited, and it was too late. By the time they went for the abortion, the woman passed.
Because of all this political stuff which comes through the lawyers and everything and enforced through and laws made, nobody knows what to do anymore. So a doctor, it doesn't matter whether he's male or female, they don't know what to do. So what happens? It puts their people at risk. But one of my colleagues, his wife wanted to abort their boy, and who's now a man and very successful along with his brother. She was from the Far East, I think Malaysia, and her sister, either a cousin came over, and she said, "Don't have an abortion. I've had 5." And she said, "Don't do it." And so she didn't. And now they've got a productive young man who they love. It's difficult.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Do you know what we need? What would solve that is if we had a male pill. And Gloria Steinem actually stood up and shouted that down. Because if the woman said she's on the pill and either she isn't or it doesn't work, then if the man's on the pill, if one of them doesn't work, at least the other one does. And they need a safe pill for women and a safe one for men. And then a lot of this would be out the window, because then you don't just rely on your partner to have it.
Yeah, I have noticed, which I have begun to think of as insidious, that there is some movement towards stopping men from having effective and comfortable contraception rather than the condom, or just stick a piece of plastic over your dick and you're fine. And that has not been successful in the sense that it isn't as comfortable, as easy as as a pill, as a male pill. And I think the insidious part of this is that feminists don't want men to be able to have the control of fertility, because they want the women to have the monopoly on childbirth and fertility.
When they did that thing that I saw with, I'm sure it was Gloria Steinem shouting down, a woman was just interviewed, and she says, well, only women can control their fertility.
You see what I mean?
And yet
they want the women to have that monopoly.
Yeah, but the thing is, it is the man who has the responsibility on him. He's considered responsible and held responsible. The woman isn't.
Yeah, financially and everything.
Yeah, and everything. And they don't actually look at the effect upon the man with an abortion. And they assume that it's going to be like the worst kind of man who doesn't give a damn, where actually most men do.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is, the recent sort of saying on the internet is, your body, your choice, my wallet, my choice.
Well...
So just because you want to have the child, why should I have to pay for it? And in fact, in places like Sweden, I believe, they've enacted what they call a male contract abortion, where the man can sign all the rights to the child away, where they would have no rights over the child, but they also have no financial responsibility to the child.
Do you know what the Nordic countries also do? Automatically shared parenting.
Yes.
So what it does is it gets rid of the lawyers. And the lawyers will not only take advantage of the man, they'll take advantage of the woman. They'll use up all the family's money in the course, and they want it as feisty as possible. They want the screaming, they want the anger, because it makes more money for them. And if one of the parents was an inappropriate adult, I would hope that they would say, well, no, the children shouldn't be there. One would hope, and I presume they do. But they've got a far more sensible kind of feminism. A lot of the apparently, when it comes to that. It's not the 1960s man-hating and the suffragette feminism. It's the kind of feminism that's actually about more common sense. I mean, maybe it recognizes that men and women are different and that we're motivated by different things. I mean, see, motivation's the huge thing here. And a lot of men aren't motivated by families or anything anymore by the way that their fathers and grandfathers were used. So ruthlessly used. And yet, if we saw a man who used his upper body strength to his advantage to hurt a woman, we'd all be horrified, and we are. But if we see a woman who uses her psychological and emotional strength over a man to destroy him, most people say, you go, girl.
Legal.
Yeah, legal. Well, the legal actually enforces it, and the police will enforce it.
Yeah. And in a way, that is that is a form of force. That is a form of strength that women have that over men that men can't enact, or they can't enforce it in the same way. When a court is on a woman's side when it comes to child custody, and a woman can use that against the man to harm him psychologically, financially, none of this is counted as harm. This is just like, oh, we just, it's just a woman's thing.
We have a great book here written by a man in Britain about all of that. I'll hold it up.
Oh, thank you.
You could just slip it off the end.
Not really. There's a thing on the end and it will catch. The War on Dads. Can you see all of it?
Yeah.
Vincent McGovern. It's one of the best things in England, and it's not a miserable book. It's a book about the war he had when he lost his children, and the professionalism that he had in challenging it. And not only that, the gender zealots in all of our institutions that lied and deceived and all the rest of it. And the fact that he did all sorts of things legally to have that challenged, and he won the cases, but they didn't fire these people who were corrupt. They just moved them on. And they always said, well, this will not happen again, when of course it does. And it's a great book to read because you actually realize the suffering which men go through. But this man had the ability to take it on. And he used to work for Fathers for Justice. Oh, sorry, Families Need Fathers. I'm getting mixed up. Families Need Fathers was a charity. I think it's changed its name. I'm not sure. But they gave legal help to mainly men who didn't have access to the children. And it's irrelevant of what the judge says. The woman can do whatever she likes. But they also helped women who were in that position, which were far less. Say if the man took it to the criminal courts or something and was able to actually take the children off the mother. And they also helped grandparents who couldn't see their children because of divorce. So it was and he's an amazing guy, and more people should know about him. And if you've seen that, it's not my book, get the book, because you'll read it and realize how twisted our society is against the father. Sherry Blair wrote something recently about how we should be more lenient upon women and crime and stuff like that. Women are treated incredibly lenient when it comes to crime. Nowadays, we've got a problem with the male prisons are so overcrowded. I think we got up to 100% of men in prison. 100,000 men in prison. And something like 3,500 women in prison. And it used to be a lot more. Women were held more accountable for their conduct, or working class women would have been, in the past than they are now. And there's always been more men in prison for obvious reasons, that men tend to act out without thinking and more angry. But women tend to be a lot more clever and cunning about their violence than men tend to be.
Premeditated.
Yeah, premeditated, which is actually worse in some ways, sometimes, depending on the crime, because the intention is actually really there to do something, and also to cover your tracks.
I'm with you. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this cool, so I'm trying to cover it up.
I see, yeah.
This
Well, you need
to
buy something to go over it, like an umbrella, a little brolly.
The summer is getting a little bit heavy. But thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Who are you?
My name is Hafez from Hafez TV. I've seen you several times over the years. Hafez, H-A-F-E-Z, Hafez.
Oh.
It's a Persian thing.
Fez. Okay. Yeah, Fez. I know what a Fez is.
Yeah, Fez. There you go.
That was on Happy Days, Fez, not from the cultural thing.
But but as I say, I've seen you for a long time, and we've talked. Thank you again. Okay, guys.
I hope people will actually look at Vincent's book.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually look it up myself.
Yeah, please do, and maybe do a thing on it.
Exactly.
Unless you don't like it. And I think you will.
Well, no, I think I'll do like a review of it afterwards. Just like I usually, if I read or watch a video or something, and then I usually do some kind of a video
Well, he was
review.
getting interviews and then they shut him down a bit.
Yeah, it's always the case. It's always the case, man.
Because he was too good.
Yeah, I mean the problem is, like I said the other day, if democracy actually meant enacted the will of the people, that make it illegal, and it's the same thing. If somebody is too on the, too on the ball, and they're too effective,
Well, the best they'll do is sideline, and the worst they'll do is destroy them.
yeah, yeah. You know the old I think is a Gandhi saying. At first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, and then they fight you, and then you win.
Probably older than Gandhi, I think.
Yeah, I think it was, but I've only seen it. Sorry.
It's apt.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Let's switch.
These are old words. Like misogyny, that most people never hear them. Misandry is the same as misogyny, the hatred of a sex.
All right.
Any questions?
Just
No, I mean,
just say straight away, women shouldn't have the right to vote. You'll get an argument, you get a conversation going very quickly. Okay, guys, we're moving on. We got Freddie in the house. My man. Hold on, sorry. How are you, mate? You're good. You're good. Good to see you. Yeah, I just saw you very Christian who, are they there? Are they there now?
Christian Zionism. I wanted to go get explain it to me. I don't know.
Because I went there earlier on.
Do you know what Christian Zionism is?
It's Christian Zionism.
As what? Support Israel as a Christian.
Oh, yeah. Unconditionally support Israel. You know what you do? Oh, I wouldn't be for that.
Have you heard of Mike Huckabee?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's a Christian.
He's a Christian Zionist. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Israel can do good things and bad things.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see if we can record some Posey Parker and her feminist sewing circle. Let's see if we can find them.
By the way, Herod is dead. Go back to Jerusalem.
You're on. You're live. Posey Parker apparently is there. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go check it out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go and we're gonna check out Miss Posey Parker, aka Kelly Jean Kelly Jean Keane. Sorry, guys, that was a very anti-feminist heavy moment, and ironically, we're gonna go and talk to some feminists, not feminists. Let's see if we can stare up some of their poke the bear. Let's go poke some feminist bears. Let's see if we can mess with some intersectional people. Let's go piss in their pot. Let's go piss in their soup. Also, Posey sees herself as a bit of a singer. I don't know if it's her actually singing the national anthem, or if it's someone else. I'm not sure. Here we go. Here we are. Here we are. The turfs I don't know if this is the end of the turfs or the beginning of the turf. But we're here with the turfs. Christ, there's like 5 of them here. I thought there'd be a few more. There isn't. How are you, mate?
This is what's coming. This is a song. I made what's coming next. There's some words. Do you join in? You're absolutely not allowed to sing now. God, let women sing.
Christ, they're playing all sorts of music. It's going to play havoc with my whole thing here. I hope these are not copyrighted music. I don't know. Oh, this is the whole thing about the hijab people. This is the original, so this shouldn't be copyrighted.
That inclusion was everybody's friend. When the truth now we all know that was the beginning of the end. You didn't fight back, you failed to resist, and now the country is under their fist. No sun, no fun, no sky. All the music now must die. You know we're thinking thoughts, Sharia council, schools and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your hair, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British caliphate? Have one wife, 3 or 4. When they're knocking on your door, asking if you're reciting the Quran, telling you you're gay and stoning you today. No matter if you're a woman or a man, you didn't say no. You failed, so it seems, and now you are under the Islamic regime. No laugh, no dance, no art. Kill animals through their heart. Lower thinking thoughts, Sharia council, schools and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your head, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British caliphate? They steal your daughter for their wife and imprison her for life, saying she's old enough at 9. They will exterminate your dog, a scorpion to your frog. Don't complain, just keep saying you are fine. It's far too late, you're way out of time. About 10 years ago, that was the line. No Christian or infidel, the whole place feels like hell. No more thinking thoughts, Sharia council, schools and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your hair, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British this caliphate. Yeah, from the cities to the town, all the people wear a frown as they hear the horrendous call to prayer. Getting elected into power every minute, every hour. By next week, a Muslim will be your man. No more thinking thoughts, Sharia council, schools and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your hair, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British caliphate?
So be lucky that we can still sing that song about the British Caliphate in 2026. Next is a happy song about child marriage, as experienced by little girls all over Iran, Iraq and Afghanistan.
My hand shaking and frail, a wedding dress, a prison cell. They tie the knot, a silken thread. My childhood dreams already dead. I leave my teddy at the door. He said I can't see him anymore. The day the orders came, all girls are now fair game, hoping I would disappear. I am only 10 this year. No one hears, no one sees, just a girl on my knees. Freedom has left me all alone. I am a wife to a king without a throne. He forced my hand on my wedding day. He made me cry, he made me say that I was there of my free will that day. All the world stood still. I am in chains for my life. I'm a child, not a wife. Then the orders came, all girls are now fair game, hoping I would disappear. I am only 10 this year. No one hears, no one sees, just a girl on my knees. Freedom has left me all alone. I am a wife to a king without a throne. The sun still shines, the birds still sing, but for me no joy they bring. A gilded cage, a heavy door, my liberation is no more. The day the orders came, all girls are now fair game, hoping I would disappear. I am only 10 this year. No one hears, no one sees, just a girl on my knees. Freedom has left me all alone. I am a wife to a king without a throne. Paper doll on a lonely shelf, whispering secrets to myself. No one hears, no one sees. I'm just a girl on my knees. Come and save me, please. Won't someone save me, please?
women sing. We feel that there's something quite special about song. It'd be a shame to lose it in this lovely country of ours. But our children at schools are not singing quite so much anymore, which is why we decided to bring back some of those lovely school hymns. You don't have to be religious to appreciate our cultures and our traditions. And one of them is school hymns and getting together at school, which they don't do very much anymore either. So we are a secular group of women, but we appreciate the vast Christian heritage of this country, which are completely enmeshed with our culture and our traditions, which is why we've decided to bring it back into the public square. Because if there's going to be any worship of any kind out in public in this country, it's going to be worshipping this actual country, culture and traditions. So that's why we're doing it. We're called Let Women Speak. You can find out all about me, Kelly J. Keane, and everything that we do all around the world at letwomenspeak.org. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Speaker's Corner. That's basically been commandeered by men who want to talk about God, and in particular their God. And so we're going to go and tell them why they should really reconsider what they're saying over there in that free space.
Now the turfs are going to go. Okay, guys, we're going to go. We're going to go over and catch them at Speaker's Corner, where they will screech like the. Thank you. They're going to screech like the banshees that they are at a bunch of men who are going to ignore them largely because that's what we do. And the God that they're talking about is a male God in every way. Be it Jesus or be it... I mean, you would have thought God would come in as a non-binary, but clearly that's not on the cards. So we're gonna go over to try and get a jump on them. Damn, cyclists do not give a shit about red lights. Okay. Looks like the usual Dawa guys are not here today. There is no Quran stand or any shit like that. Okay. Now we're gonna wait for the screeching harpies of the feminists to arrive. We'll love it because we've still got our anti-feminist dude here. Let's see if they clash or have any kind of heckling. Time to heckle. Okay. How you doing, mate? Yes, they're coming. They're coming. Yes. Yes, they're coming. The feminists are coming. The feminists are coming. The feminists are coming. They're on their way. We got there actually right at the end, which was a good situation.
Get some belly face, get some haram meat, get some porky pies in the stomach, and watch Easter. That's what you guys do.
We love bacon. Bacon is the food of gods.
We know.
If God didn't want us to eat bacon, why did He give us so many pigs?
We know how to look after food. Have you ever been to border? Have you been army? Have you been in
Scotch eggs,
My people.
porky pies.
We're in the tennis, bro. We're in the front line, bro.
I know- no.
Because we are the real English, bro.
We love
are the
bacon.
real English. You are
The other
the
week I
phone.
asked him what it
You're
was.
the
He wouldn't
British,
even
bro.
tell me, and then he tells me I'm not English. I mean, what crazy lunatic?
What
Look,
do you mean?
let's be honest. If there's anyone that's going to be put on a boat out of here, he's number one. He's got number one ticket.
I asked him what
House
he
of
said.
Lords.
I'm English,
Who are they,
bro.
bro?
I said, what's your
Who's
words? He
in the
didn't
House
tell
of
me.
Lords?
This
Who
dude,
says president?
this dude is on the
It's
first
Muslim.
boat back.
It's the Muslim, not the
Blow it up now.
I will buy you the first boat.
Sharia law. Common law is Sharia law.
money
You know
into it
what common
just
law
to
is?
get rid of it.
Sharia law.
I'm buying
Justice.
you the first boat.
Justice, humanity, respect. No.
Wait till Nigel Farage gets into the
What do you mean?
into Downing Street.
And this, bro, this is halal. I am kosher, bro. I don't need no pork, bro. I don't need no haram, bro. And you got me circumcised.
It's barely any
Isa,
difference.
Like Jesus. You're like
They
a
basically
woman,
slaughter it,
This
say a
guy.
prayer.
Wait, why?
Yeah,
Christians
it
are
is,
circumcised.
that he's Muslim.
Oh,
Why are you
that's
bothered?
the circumcised, yeah? But you guys
Comedic.
don't believe in
Comedic
circumcision.
factor.
You guys believe in celebrating.
Yeah, yeah.
We love our women.
that's
We
what
love
he-
our pumpkins.
He clearly
You
has a
guys
nagging
can't
wife, so he
produce
gets away on a
babies.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Do this.
Sunday his day off.
Sunday is like, thank God. Wallahi, Sunday is my day.
That's why all the women are coming to Muslims, and you know why? Because we're the coolest one going on the planet. Because we are kosher, we're halal, we smell nice, we look nice, and we feel good, bro. I can't go out with these.
What does kosher mean? What does kosher mean?
Halal, bro. Circumcision, bro. Clean clothes, bro. Hygiene. Have you been waxed before? Have you been waxed? You know what waxed is? Muslims are waxed. Muslim, when you want to be kosher, you got to be waxed. Your body needs to be waxed.
What's your thoughts on this?
Yes.
What's your thoughts on
Your
this, bro?
football pitch needs to be waxed. You know wax, bro. You're a hairy monster every part of your body, bro. Muslim, bro. I'm proud to be a Muslim. Because you know why? Because I know I'm going to go home, inshallah. We are only here for a test. We're gonna get a test hereafter. So we got to pass a test here, bro. You got to throw the command. Be kosher, be halal. You can have
Be
more than
kosher.
one wife, bro.
So do you eat the food of the Yahud? So you eat the Yahudi food?
How many women want to come to me, bro? Because you guys can't satisfy a woman.
Wait, D Reed is 0 out of 10. Hold on.
You can't satisfy. You can't satisfy a woman. That's why your women are running to Muslim, bro. Yes. They come to Muslim. You know why? Because we know how to treat them.
You satisfy women, you satisfy girls.
We know the right point, bro. We know how to. We pinpoint enjoyment. Do you know how to satisfy a woman? You look like a woman yourself, bro. Tell me, when was the last we had pum pum?
How do I satisfy?
This guy never had a pum pum in his life. This guy never had a pum pum in his life, bro. So go and rest.
How do I satisfy a woman? How do I satisfy a woman?
Tell us, yeah.
Give us, enlighten us. Enlighten us.
But this guy was. Look at him. You're not even a good Christian. Are you a Christian?
No comment.
You're not
Al
good.
Yahud. Al Yahud.
He's not a Jew. He's not a Jew. See, come in here.
Good afternoon. We are Let Women Speak. My name is Kelly.
Hello.
And what we've come to do for all the men here.
We love you, Kelly.
We'd like to take up space in Speaker's Corner because you, with your little testosterone and big egos, have decided to squeeze most women out of this public space. So we've come to take it back. Is that right, ladies? Yeah. Thank you.
There's a bunch of feminist harpies on their Sunday rant. Instead of making a nice Sunday lunch for their husbands, here they are screeching.
Actually, he's at home making lunch for me.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. This is why. I mean, I suppose they're giving their husbands a break for a day. They're here instead of nagging them in the ear. The poor bastards.
Marilyn Monroe in the park.
Marilyn Monroe. If Marilyn Monroe looked like that, she'd kill herself. It's a Marilyn wannabe. This is like the pound shop of Marilyn Monroe's. If
JFK, Marilyn.
if Poundland made Marilyn Monroe's.
And I'm really pleased to tell you, on the strength of that simple message, there is a young woman that wrote to me who finally was able to get a job away from her family, and for the first time in her adult life, she found the sun on her face.
Yay. Was she making my sandwich?
There's a guy who's
Go on, Kelly. Why is she making my sandwich? Look at this. Look at this. These are a whole bunch. Oh no, that's not mine. That's his. That's his. There's a whole bunch of men without their Sunday lunch because of these harpies yelling in the park.
Across the Middle East and the rest of the world,
Yes.
living under Sharia,
Yes.
and living under
Yes. Where feminism doesn't exist, thank God. Thank Allah.
So you're putting women
Thank Allah that feminism doesn't exist there.
women in bags.
There ain't no feminism in Afghanistan.
So the women are suffering.
No, the women are fine.
The women are
fine because they're doing what their husbands are telling them to
Why
do.
don't you go put a burqa on, mate? Why don't you go
I don't want to put on a burqa. I'm too pretty.
Yes.
Iraq and Afghanistan, where little we would also like to remind men that it's no good blaming the victims of rape who were subjected to gang rape by Pakistani Muslim paedophiles right throughout this country. So we'd like to also
Kelly, it sounds like
children.
you want a movement where women, like the females, have a movement like feminism.
Yeah.
But also grow penis. Hang on, now I was talking. Don't
Thank God. Thank Allah that He got rid of feminism. Allah is a cure to these women.
Women are being oppressed.
We're not talking about it.
Everyone's being oppressed.
We're talking
Wherever
over-
you go, women are being oppressed. Some are more oppressed than others. Can we agree on that? Right. There are women that are more educated than men and getting less money than men in this country. Can we agree on that?
Sorry?
No, no, we don't.
The position of work, yeah, and get less than men. Can we agree on that?
No,
Liar.
I don't agree.
I do. There is no
Give me a
discrimination.
example.
Discrimination has always been against women.
You're a traitor to your God. What did Allah say about women working?
Allah said.
Yeah?
Yes.
Why should these women even be working in the first place? Their job is to look after their kids.
Lesbian. I need to know this.
Stop being childish. Her choice.
Are you animal, mineral, vegetable? Which domination are you from?
This is Poundland's answer to Marilyn Monroe. If you wanted to get a Timu Marilyn Monroe, you have one right in front of us.
Hang on, I'm not childish.
I
actually agree with her.
You don't make an argument.
I actually agree with her.
Don't simp. Just take it. Look at this. These are clearly lesbianic feminists. We don't need to simp for this. She only likes the hairy plate.
That's a bit below the belt.
No, it is below this. Literally below the belt. Where they go.
Across this country,
If they overpower us,
These nobody likes these aged out harpies screaming. Most of them are post-menopausal. Those HRTs are not working, ladies. The hot flushes.
Another group of people, that's not fair.
It's not what
You're just as bad as he is over there. He hates women, you hate men, you should stand together.
Post-menopausal feminists. They are starved of their HRT tablets today.
Do I look like a victim?
It's all falling apart. You need a Wonder Bra to keep everything in place. The feminists that deny being feminists. That's the irony of it all. These are what we call crypto feminists. They pretend not to be feminists, but actually are feminists. The crypto feminists, look out for them. They pretend to be conservative, but there's nothing of the sort.
Do they buy a lot of cryptocurrency?
No, crypto as in the hidden feminists. They're hidden. They've been encrypted to pretend to look like non-feminists.
Don't bring a woman in your house.
We oppose
money. Most women,
JC!
women like that after your money, bro. They want your house, bro. And they want to kick you out.
We oppose kick the man out the house wearing the hijab.
We love the hijab! Big up the hijab! More hijab! In fact, some of you lot here could wear a niqab and it would be an improvement. It would be better for the rest of us men. You gotta love the hypocrisy. They want women to do whatever they want, but if that woman wears a hijab, they tell her what to do.
90% of the people
Why do you laugh every time you make a statement?
Because I'm my biggest fan.
9 out of 10 street children.
My jokes are funniest to me.
Sorry.
You're the guy called Jimmy Savile. He was the person who brought the royal family, yeah? Yeah, he's a paedophile, yeah? So why don't you mention people like that?
May Allah bless the Taliban.
Why are you trying to deflect? Why don't you say Muslim paedophile rape gangs? Why don't you want to protecting rapists?
I'm not protecting
Yeah, you are.
Yes, he is. 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 Yes, he is.
Let's be grown up. I'm not protecting no rape. Every rapist, 500%, should be castrated. Castrated. They should be castrated.
Feminists think every man is a rapist. That's why they're misandrous. They just hate men.
Liquid castration. All right, women want to rape me, bro. Yeah. All right, women want to rape me.
No one's gonna fucking touch you. No one's gonna touch you.
You as a person should be
Feminists just hate men. These are just a bunch of man-hating, aged out, pre-menopausal or post-menopausal.
Have you been raped? Have you been raped?
No, they will jump. All right, women want to jump on me. But what do I do then? What do I do?
Don't worry. You encourage them.
I'm
Don't encourage
cold,
them.
I'm halal, bro. I don't want to be raped by no women.
Wow, what a position. What a crazy position. To be raped. Amazing. You are unique.
No!
Wow.
You want to come close
Wow.
to me, my permission.
He's just an unhinged. He's unhinged. He's unhinged.
A lot of women like you want to marry me. I'm telling you. I forget. You know why? Because I want a rich woman. I want a wealthy woman. I want a woman who's not going to say no to me for my desires, bro. She's got to say yes. Yes! Yes! When I come up
That's why he's a Muslim. Kelly, do you think you should get people from your organisation into politics? Because I think it is only a woman who can actually lead and unite this country.
Here's another simp. Here's another simp. Simping for women.
So, I have a solution.
Here's another simp.
Three candidates going up for council.
We've got too many women in politics already. Go and look at Angela Rayner, how great she's been for this country.
No brainer, Angela.
Jess Phillips.
I admire
Whoever Tracy from Account is, I forgot her other name.
about humanity and that violence against women is the lowest of the low. And my mother, who was not a feminist, always told me that and always told me to be respectful of women. I'm not particularly.
Yeah, his mother told him to be a simp.
But the fact that the man
His mother raised a nice simp.
women, a strong woman, to actually lead this country away from the abyss.
I agree, and I think it should be me. I don't know how that's going to happen.
Well, you think it should be you?
Of course it should be her. She is all eyes on Kelly. God forbid if Kelly doesn't get into the spotlight enough. God forbid if Kelly doesn't get the spotlight. I bet Kelly's jealous of Trump. He's getting way too many headlines. Let's be honest, Kelly J. Keane is just a bored housewife that the kids have grown out and she's now aged out of the sexual marketplace and has nothing better to do. She's desperate. She couldn't make it as a singer. She's not going to make it as a politician. Restore. Yes, Restore with all their men. With all the men. I'm actually a Restore member. And women are definitely not going to be front and center in Restore.
But the thing is that I've lost my train of thought now. What do you think about the allegations against Rupert Lowe? Because he's a bit of a toffee-nosed old so-and-so. But he doesn't.
Look at this. James trying to run down Rupert Lowe. A great man, a great British man, a great British statesman, the future Prime Minister of Britain. He's running him down. James is a weak little simp that was raised by his mother to be a bit of a pussy. We all know this.
Well, that's a very difficult thing to trust. But I mean, if you want to go into politics, Mum, I think you should join a political party that includes people with penises. Because, even though I think that we need a strong female leader, look at Suella Braverman.
Look at this. Look at this. There's another simp trying to get women into politics. This is the problem with this country. We're full of, they say, weak times, good times creates weak men. There's your weak man of England, people. Another simp trying to get women into politics even further. This is pathetic. We need to get rid of the women in politics. They've destroyed this country and get some good old-fashioned British men back into the positions of power where they belong. Because women destroy nations.
You are going to be quite abrasive, relatively narcissistic people to just stick to your guns and get in a position of leadership.
Well, you're not narcissistic, but you stick to your guns.
She's not narcissistic. Open your eyes.
You're not narcissistic.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, because you're delusional.
Can I ask you a question? So, what's your opinion on Margaret Thatcher?
I think she's fantastic. I think she was a proper leader.
High five.
And what
Look at how he's desperately simping.
Well, I'll tell you, as a person growing, as a little girl growing up, we had a female monarch and we had a female prime minister. What both of those women did is they gave all the little girls in the country the idea that they can.
Yeah.
And I know that
Agreed.
my family weren't in an economic position to. We weren't all right. I suspect my parents are Liberal Democrats, I don't know. And we didn't have any money. But I just think having a woman just running it made you think that prime ministers can be women.
Oh, that's so sensible.
Fuck off.
I think.
Oh, that was so intelligent.
One word, isn't it? One word.
Well, I mean, the man may not be of the most eloquent type, but he has a point.
What don't you agree with?
I mean, maybe we're in maybe I was naive, but maybe we're in a political climate where politicians can say what
I believe when that man said bitch, he should have had a sign saying, prove me wrong.
instantly grabbed, and on social media, you didn't have to craft and curate every single word. You could just speak and say things that you meant exactly when you said it. So I think that's why, I'd like politics to return to that. I don't know if it can. But Trump is a very good example of someone that really does, whenever he thinks it, says exactly what he thinks.
Yeah, I think with Thatcher, she did do a lot of good things in the sense that she renegotiated with Europe, got the money back. Remember all that with the Falklands War, and I think Reagan admired her a lot. But now we've got leaders that don't get the admiration. They've got no gravitas.
No, I agree. I mean, I just think we saw.
This man's very boring.
We saw, what's her name? The woman that went independent and then did your party and someone's party and whoever's party. I can't remember her name. But she was unparliamentary. She called someone a liar. Now, I think if the word liar was allowed in our parliament, we hear it all the time. Zara Sultana, thank you. We hear it all the time every day.
God bless her.
Yeah, liar, liar,
May Allah
liar.
protect her.
Did you say Allah protect her?
No, Allah protects her.
Well, I don't know if he does.
I'm sure Allah's protecting you as well. I mean, God.
God bless the women.
Pardon?
God bless English women.
God, more simps. I'm drowning in simps here. It's just simp, simp, simp. That man has Tourette's. Let him be.
He's got arsehole syndrome. Okay, so anyway, we came here to say the things we needed to say. So ladies, if you can come into this high testosterone area and speak, then I promise we will win. If you can say the things that need to be said in this space, I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Why?
Because you always lose.
Never lose.
You've already lost. Losers professing they'll never lose.
You're a joke to everyone.
And that wraps up our daily dose of feminism for Sunday. Come back again, ladies and gentlemen. Next month, same time, same place, to hear the harpy screech.
Where did you hear I was in prison?
There is so much HRT tablets just being spread around here. People are taking them like Smarties.
Did I say it was absolutely?
Post-menopausal harpies screaming, "Where is my HRT tablet? I need my HRT tablet."
You're a troll. You're a troll.
Oh, come on, look at this. Do you see one woman here that hasn't gone through menopause? There is nothing but dry egg cartons here. Nothing but dry egg cartons. Empty egg cartons all the way.
You don't have any eggs. You've seen the same meme.
Go to Moscow.
I am a red killer. There's nothing but empty egg cartons before me. Empty egg cartons all the way.
I only just got it. I don't know what these women are talking about.
They're a bunch of post-menopausal harpies that come up once a month screaming because they have run out of HRT tablets and they just need to top up. Yes, they've got a bunch of poor, browbeaten, henpecked husbands at home without Sunday lunch because they're here.
Do you secretly fancy Kellyanne?
I must be joking. That's Timu's answer to Marilyn Monroe. If Timu made Marilyn Monroe, that's what you get. AliExpress.
And I think we're witnessing someone that will last. You know, I think history will be fighting far kinder to him than people are right now. And I think we're quite honoured to see someone with such bravery. I mean, he's come to establish, he's not come to a position of authority and power. He's created a space in which he can speak about stuff. I think there's so many girls who have been victims of grooming gangs. No matter what everybody else, all the other numbers, get all the other numbers. It's actually what he's done.
May Allah show you the light.
Oh, you're Muslim. He's given a voice, but
They hate
would you
Muslims.
say that some of his
They hate Islam, sir.
You're a troll.
Professional shit talker. Professional shit talker. I have a card somewhere.
You're a wind-up merchant.
How much does it pay
To what, shit talk on the internet?
Yeah.
Surprisingly well. Really? You'll be surprised. Talk to some of the Labour politicians. You see how much?
Do you get an hourly wage or is it donation based?
They're donation based, but you'd be surprised how many people enjoy them. Look at the Conservative Party, Labour, Greens, professional shit talkers all the way.
Who are you getting donations from? Alex Jones?
My fans. They love
What's the name of your channel?
You've got this TV, you've got fans.
Loads. They love me.
What's your name?
Do they love you?
No, I mean, I very much support you going.
Do they love you like a rock band?
They love me. They
These
love me
guys are
like I'm
ultimately
You have a lot of
shot.
female
I don't want
followers.
to big up myself, but I am Jesus-like, and I take my congregation by the hand and I lead them to the light. It all depends on how much they subscribe. how much they super chat. Everyone's super chats are open. Feel free.
You charge hourly, do you?
No, as I said, donations.
How much for 1 hour,
As I said, I'm the church of people. There is no hourly rate.
How much?
It all depends on how much you put in the cash out.
How much for a hand job, handsome?
I mean, let's start with triple figures and we'll work our way up. Negotiation.
Gladly. Anything from you. I'm only taking the best.
Every hole's a goal.
Has Farage
telling me I'm
betrayed
taking. I know you're taking the piss. I am a professional piss taker.
I don't want to.
Is
I just think everyone's trying
is
to
your
get
channel
votes.
full of like
Maybe
comedy
Farage
and
is worried
irony?
about the girls
Okay.
Mostly I
because
talk.
he needs their votes.
But do you think there's everyone is
I
in
vomit
a
out my
situation
terrible
where everyone is trying to be king?
HAFEZ.
And you're a secret Muslim. You're a secret Jew, Christian,
Buddhist. I don't want to be unkind.
None of the above. I take none of the above. Should we say I'm on my own journey? I'm a journeyman.
This personality politics, which is blinded
I'm
about.
just sort of hanging in there till the last day or two, and then I'll be like, Jesus, Allah, Buddha, please.
Well, by then
I
you'll
cover
be
all
too
my
close.
bases. I put all my chips on all of this.
I mean,
They'll be
I'm
too
assuming
big.
you.
About a week before I die.
Those three will be too busy fighting each other, and then you'll have none of them. You'll get caught in the crossfire.
expecting any virgins.
Well, he's worried
To be
about
honest,
women.
if
He's
you've
worried
ever had
about children.
virgins, you'll know you don't really want more virgins.
Yeah, this country's become a lot.
The only virgins, not all that is cracked up. If you give me about 3 rock hard whores.
Rock hard?
As in, like hardcore.
The only virgin in heaven is going to be this guy.
That's it.
But the only
If there's going to be any virgin in heaven,
That's a good one, yeah.
But yeah, if there's going to be any virgin in that bedroom, it's just this guy. We're fucking around.
You can have sex with yourself.
No,
Hermaphrodite.
You won't be fucking around, you'll be fucking nobody.
not in heaven. Not once I have martyred myself for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
What do you think about this nonsense about getting virgins in paradise?
Look, if you have an army of nothing but virgins who haven't had any women, they barely saw an ankle of a woman, and you send them to war, what are you going to promise them? You're going to promise them a shitload of sex because you want them to die in about 10 minutes. They're about to be impaled by some fucking, Roman soldier's sword. So you're going to say, look, guys, if you die, shitload of pussy up there.
My friend.
Otherwise, how are you going to convince an army of virgins to die for you?
heaven's supposed to be spiritual, not carnal. It's supposed to be spiritual.
My friend,
I don't know where it's going to be, but
you are the living embodiment of mixed signals, and I think that's exactly what you're trying to be.
I am.
Are you sitting on the fence?
I am of no one and of everyone. I am one with the universe.
Oh, look at you! So this guy is still a virgin. If any women will take us,
Hit me up. Okay, let's move on. I don't even know if I'm still live.
I will check it out.
Check me out. Check me out.
I'll
Okay.
stay in my lane, nigger.
Let's go.
Nigger. I stay in my lane.
I think we're getting the colors mixed up here, people. Okay. I think we're done here with the feminists. I think we're done with the feminists. They're still hanging around, but
Did he call you the N-word just now?
3 times I'm like, really?
You don't look like
I am somewhat confused now. I'm racially confused. I'm gonna... I know. Goodbye, Kelly. So long. Farewell. Avida, say goodbye. Yeah, they're all at it. Goodbye, Kelly. See you next month. We did. That was good content. I've seen that video of that music you played online.
And my new partner, you know what? I swear to you,
Gay? Are you gay? You're gay, right?
I love
That's
my
why.
women. I love women. But
You
she's not
love
going to live in the
men
same
and
house.
Mrs.
You know
Enjoy
why? Because I want to give a benefit dad to take my property away. That is why I'm going to mingle, bro. Men to mingle outside, but don't bring them to your house.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're God.
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on. We're going to hang on a little bit longer, but things are a bit mad. I'm still live. Thank you for everyone. Oh my God, I got a super chat. Oh, no, it's a membership. Thank you, Lieutenant, for the membership. Oh my God, 5 memberships, Lieutenant. You are the best. You are lovely. Love the memberships. I'm sorry I was a bit late to that. I didn't see it. I haven't been able to see because StreamYard, Prism has basically frozen on me. I can't actually see scrolling. Oh no, there's the text. Oh, thank you, Zara. Zara in the house. Zara B, big up Zara. Okay, let's go. Kelly J. Keane still hanging around. Doing her thing. Hey, tell you. Muslim doll guy.
Egyptians regarding when the pharaoh dies, that the heavens and the earth are going to weep over them. Thing is, we only come to that conclusion in 1799 when we discovered what is known as the stone, and then we're able to translate the pyramid text to come to that conclusion. So we have someone who is 7th century illiterate, doesn't travel, who seemingly came to this conclusion that is very specific, yet naturalistic explanation on the abduction.
I can't actually hear what he's saying, but I hope you guys can. Looks like Kelly's about to get in on this. I don't know how. I don't know where. She's about to pounce. The tigress is pulling back, ready to pounce on her prey. It's like wildlife on one here.
I'm not going to argue anything against Quran and Muhammad. It's outside of my.
I think it's important that if you have this data set, so for example, you are familiar with a specific data set, and then you come to that conclusion.
Yeah.
But if there's more data being enclosed, such that you have to refine the conclusions, I don't think that's like something that's blameworthy. I think that's something that's.
Do you think that in your framework there is enough adaptation to when there's new data being provided?
Yeah.
Or do you think that when you stick with the religious framework, it's more rigid into everything's been written down in like 1200 years ago, right? Where there was less knowledge knowledge gainable. So should she then stick to that framework? Everything. Because if you look at the Bible, for example, 2,000 years ago, there's lots of different frameworks around slavery, around women's rights, right?
Yeah.
So should you then stick to these religious frameworks, or should you, in modern society, update that and see it through a more modern lens?
I would say that the fact that we see it from a more modern scope is in itself more evidence for the religion being true. Because without a modern scope of, for example, discovering these primitives or having these scientific studies that show that Islam corresponded to reality prior to the discoveries, is in of itself proof that our model is essentially going to be flexible, such that it adapts with these modern discoveries, such that it explains the data better, such that it will prove to be feasible in a specific sense.
Can I interrupt before I just disappeared? You
Yeah.
just said, do you believe like some Muslims that Aisha was 6?
Yeah, so when it comes to Aisha radiallahu anha, and just give me a second, are you okay with the...
Sorry,
are you happy with the
because I'm going to go in a minute. I just have a really quick question.
This is amazing. You guys chose that.
Feminism back 50 years.
I'm not feminist.
One man up. Feminism
So you probably chose the worst person to speak to. I'm actually like a Muslim apologist. My name is the Muslim apologist on TikTok and YouTube. So when it comes to Aisha radiallahu anha, the premise being assumed in the argument, sorry about the the argument assumes that the way that humans develop today has to be the same way that humans developed in the past. When you look at a study,
You just said he could see the future. You said that he could see into the future.
No, that's not the point. Let me land my point, please. We have a study done by Peter D. Gluckman on the evolution and human studies. And he argues in his study, who's a non-Muslim atheist, secularist, in a peer-reviewed study in 2006, that today we see that humans, when they hit puberty, there's a mismatch between pubescence and menarche. Meaning, someone could attain pubescence, but not necessarily attain menarche.
That's not true. I don't care what he said. That's not true.
Okay, so we're gonna look at a study.
No, that's not true.
Because you made a claim. I told you I'm the worst person you could choose in this part. You need to went to the worst person.
No, you're not. You seem
So
alright.
let's deal with it, because now you're being confronted with the data. Let's see if you actually.
It's not data. One study is not data.
So it's a period.
Most
most
anthropologists.
now she's gonna panic. Now she's gonna panic. Bring the camera closer. She chose the wrong person.
I'm not panicking at all.
Yeah, so let's see it.
It's not true.
Let's see if you're gonna panic.
It's not true.
Alright, I'm gonna look at the
I
study.
don't care what the study says.
So now you're
It's not
panicking.
true.
Now you're in a panic mode.
I'm not panicking.
Yeah, so you don't want to accept your atheistic framework where we have a secular with a peer-reviewed study done in
Not
2006. Okay, so here we go. Let's put it
You
up.
got, no, it's not. It's just not true.
Panic mode. Amazing.
You're going to now say that she was an adult at 9 when he raped her.
So here we go.
Are you saying that that 9-year-old?
But by the way,
was
you're not gonna get me with the
I'm just
speech.
asking if you.
So here we go. The study is called
Mate, if you're going to try and
evolution,
condescend me, I won't
development.
stay and talk to you.
You just started condescending my religion. I didn't even insult you. I
I'm
just said
not
I'm
condescending
going to
your
stand your
religion.
speech.
I'm asking
So this
if
is
you
called panic
believe
mode. This
that
is
he can marry a
feminism in its
6-year-old. I'm
full
not a feminist.
potential.
I'm
Okay.
I'm not a feminist.
So again,
I'm a
are you going to
pro-woman.
engage or not?
No, I'm telling
So you don't want to engage, right?
I'm telling you
Would you like to
that
engage?
you're having one study
No worries.
where you're going to pretend that it was fine for him to marry and
Okay.
fondle a 6-year-old.
So this will be
You're
like
going to
a
justify him
this will
fondling
be
a 6-year-old.
this will be like
Is
a
that
personal
right?
incredulity fallacy because what you're saying
Are
is.
you saying? Are you justifying him
Do I get
fondling a
to
6-year-old?
do I get to respond? I thought this was like a public platform where people get to express their views. Would you
Yeah,
like me
it
to
is.
express my
It is.
views?
I'm
Okay,
expressing
so
mine.
let's see it. Let's see if you're gonna panic. We're gonna speak over my. Okay, let's see it. Let's see how. You're just speaking over me now. So I'm gonna try and speak now. Hopefully you don't interrupt. When it comes to this paper, you're saying that this paper doesn't suit me will be a personal incredulity fallacy. Because you're saying simply, oh, I don't like the paper, therefore I'm not gonna accept it. Well, hold on. What we're saying is that under atheistic framework, under naturalistic framework, we have this atheist who is a secularist who agrees that someone attaining puberty today doesn't entail them being mature. However, 200 years I'm
So
back.
he did rape a 9-year-old.
So do you want me to finish or not?
He did rape a
So
9-year-old.
this looks bad in front of all your followers and
I don't
supporters.
care.
So you're in panic mode.
Mate, I don't
You're
care.
literally in panic mode.
He did
You
rape a 9-year-old.
chose the worst
We're
person to speak to
agreeing
the part.
that a 50-year-old man had sex with a
Do you want me to
9-year-old.
land my point, or do you want to panic?
This is what we call the Muslim shuffle, where they try to defend child rape.
So do I get
But it's interesting. It's interesting.
Are you going to justify him raping a 9-year-old? And the answer to that
Are
is
we
yes,
good? Am
you
I good to
are.
go?
You're going to find a study
Am I good to
that's
go?
going to prove that it's all right for a 50-year-old to rape a 9-year-old. You're going to justify that.
Do I get to respond? Everybody, pay attention. I let her speak. Let's see if she's going to be doing the same thing.
Well then, do you
The-
give
the-
a big speech then?
Yeah. No, it's going to be 1 minute max. So again, the paper shows that somebody at that specific time point attaining puberty also attains mental and physical maturity. That's what the paper says, not me. So now,
A 9-year-old.
so now I'm gonna read the atheist paper. I'm gonna read the so
How many
panic.
papers?
The entire framework is being destructed in front of their own eyes,
A
and they're scared to let me
paedophile
speak.
wrote a paper that justified fucking 9-year-olds.
Yeah.
I think that's where we are.
Today,
So,
no.
a
The paper says that
secular
at that time
paper-
it was the case. Are you following the data?
It wasn't.
So panic mode. So look, the whole plan is failing because they know they're getting absolutely destroyed. So I'm going to read the paper now. Evolution, Development and Timing of Puberty by Peter D. Gluckman. He gives in his peer-reviewed paper done in 2006 that at that specific time point, someone attaining puberty entails them attaining monarchy. You know what that means? That means at that specific time point, it didn't entail any harm. Today it would, which is why.
So
Which
this
is, wait, let me land.
So this perfect man, perfect man, 50 odd years old,
Yep.
raped a 9-year-old, and you found a study that justifies that.
So again,
So can you,
your
can you
argument-
fuck a 9-year-old?
yeah, nice try with the rhetoric. Nice try. You're not gonna
Can
get
you?
me. Your
Can you?
your argument.
Can you?
No, nobody.
No,
can,
so he is wrong.
Nobody should do that. No, that the argument assumes.
Muhammad was wrong.
Do you want me to respond?
Muhammad
One
was
second.
wrong.
Do you want me to respond? I will destroy every single one of you in a debate. Every single one of you will get destroyed in a debate, and I dare you. I dare you to actually be able to listen and respond to my argument. Because all you're saying,
Oh my God, he dared.
all you're saying is not the argument. I don't want to address the argument. I'm just gonna hand wave it. Well, too bad. In an actual dialogue, in an actual dialectic dialogue, if you're actually
I
not.
don't need a dialectic dialogue to know it's
Oh,
what the fuck is.
so you don't want to discuss. So you came here to do what exactly?
I came here to ask if.
Oh, so you want to discuss?
Do you want to fucking let me finish?
Okay, look who's panicking now. Look who's manifesting
Why do you
now.
associate
I
women speaking
own
with
you guys.
panicking?
I own atheists.
You don't
I own non-Muslims.
listen.
Panic
You're
mode.
represent-
Panic mode.
Right, this
I'm
man,
literally
let
the
me
worst
just, where are we
person-
married? This man
I'm
has
the worst
justified
person you can
a
speak to.
50-year-old
Why would you
raping a
speak to me?
kid.
Why the hell would
That's
you
what you
speak
did.
to me?
Because I
You should
wanted
have
to
known-
see if you would
You should have
justify
known
it.
better
Why
that
are you
Muslims
not letting
would
me
have
finish the
arguments ready to
sentence?
go, standing
Why
firm
can
on
I
the
not
ground
finish the
and
sentence?
responding to you because you wouldn't let me finish mine. Oh wow, does that feel
No,
bad?
you said you'd take a minute. You spoke for 2.
That's too bad. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you speak now and you're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna let you speak now and you're gonna do the same thing, okay? Okay, let's see it.
I came over here because I often think that when you say to a Muslim, do you want to defend a 51-year-old man sexually fondling a 6-year-old and raping a 9-year-old? Many of them try and say that Aisha was a lot older and they try that bullshit thing. But what you did is the other bullshit thing, which is pretending that anthropologically women were having
Can you
their
define that word?
periods.
What does that word mean?
Oh, you know what it means. I'm not going to get into semantics. I'm not going to do that.
You know what you're
because
talking about. Go ahead.
You're just look. I wondered, do you want
Keep it
to
coming.
justify?
I
Do you
do
want
this
to
for a living.
justify a 50-year-old man fucking a 9-year-old? And you said yes, and now you've justified it. So can Muslims now, like in Iraq, where they marry 9-year-olds, is that okay under the laws Iraq? Well, do you rape 9-year-olds? Do you marry a 9-year-old? Right.
Don't give any base.
So
Don't give any
Muhammad married a 9-year-old. Why can't Muslims now
Perfect.
rape 9-year-olds?
Very good question. I'm gonna answer in full now. Just like Allah speak. Guys, if you have 2 brain cells, you're gonna pay attention to Allah speak.
If you keep fucking people off, they're just going to think you're a
Too bad.
dick.
Too bad.
So stop trying to...
Don't you
Go on,
can't
right,
tell me what
let's
to do.
hear your justification for rape.
So here we go. Under the notion of rape, it obviously implies harm. The messenger himself in an authentic narration says, لا ضرر ولا ضرار. No harm, no reciprocating harm. The argument of quote unquote rape.
Putting his penis in a 9-year-old.
Do I get to respond? Are you in panic mode? Are you panicking? Like if you don't, if you don't, you're sweating. You're clearly, you're literally sweating. I can see you sweating.
I'm
Oh, I'm not
English.
sweating. You're sweating.
That's
So
what
that
you're
means,
for an extra country or whatever.
so that means you're in panic mode, and you're
Andrew,
scared of a Muslim man having a response. Panic mode. You're scared of a Muslim man having a response ready. Having a response ready to respond to you. Are you going to engage? So I'm going to respond. I'm going to give a response. The argument of quote unquote rape assumes that number one, there was no physical. Stop talking. There was no mental and physical development being assumed, and that there was harm being assumed. These are 2 premises being assumed in the argument. The way that we respond to the 2 premises is the atheistic, naturalistic, secular, peer-reviewed study done by Peter D. Gluckman, and I didn't shut up, where it shows that at that specific time point, somebody attaining puberty wouldn't entail harm. But today, it would, which is why someone looking at a 9-year-old today would say, okay, it wouldn't entail harm, and rightly so.
She was
However,
probably
let me
like
finish.
7 foot.
Let me finish. So, when we look at the actual data, which you can't respond to, and you will never be able to respond to, because you never thought a Muslim would be able to destroy in this park. But guess what? Your day came, and your whole campaign is now falling. Your whole campaign is now falling. Why? Because somebody actually has evidence to destroy you. And guess what? You can't respond. So now, do you have an actual response to the paper? Can you respond to the paper that shows that somebody at that point would actually be best would
What's
actually
his
be
name?
mature?
What's his name?
Peter D. Gluckman.
Did Peter D. Gluckman fuck kids? Or
That-
just people that he
that
studied?
doesn't follow.
Was he
He-
just
he
trying
does
to,
scientific
so
studies.
Shut
Did he or
up.
did he not?
He does
Did
scientific
he
studies.
or not?
Hey, brother, keep it quiet.
Right.
We don't need the evidence. Stay back, all right?
Did he?
So let your spokesperson engage, who's getting defeated now, and your whole campaign is getting defeated, and it's going to go on YouTube, and you're all going to be exposed for not having more than 2 brain cells and not having higher than 60 IQ. Every single one of you lacks
You
IQ.
don't have
You
to
can't engage. You can't
Well,
engage in dialectics.
marriage
You
laws
can't
IQ,
engage
so
in
I
dialogue,
think we might-
and you're all
we
upset
might
about
choose
it.
about your
Too bad.
IQ.
You shouldn't have spoken to me. I'm the worst person you could have spoken to. Literally the worst person.
You're the best.
So,
That's all you've
go
done.
ahead.
Be quiet.
Engage with the
Okay,
discussion.
stop getting so emotional.
Engage with the discussion. No one's
Stop getting
emotional. You're the one that said dickhead.
Stop.
You're the one that insulted.
Stop.
Or I'm
Stop
gonna do whatever I want. I own you guys. I own every single one of you. Every single one of you is under my feet. Why? Because you decided to insult. I'm gonna rhetorically and analytically destroy you. Go ahead, respond.
Right. All I wanted to know is if you can justify raping kids, and that's what you did.
Too
That's what you
bad.
did.
Can you respond to me?
You justified raping
Sorry.
kids.
Can you respond to me?
Congratulations. It looks like I may be able to still marry that 9-year-old, according to this gentleman.
I want to know why any man
Don't clip that. That was a joke.
to justify sexually assaulting
Too
and
bad it's
raping
peer reviewed. The paper's
children.
peer reviewed. Guess what? That means
So that makes it okay then.
All I need is a DeLorean.
Paper. 9-year-old's fair game.
The only thing Jimmy Savile needed was a DeLorean, and he would have been safe.
All the people that justify
So,
raping kids, I condemn.
Yeah. Do you, okay, question for you is very simple. Do you agree that rape, in this case, assumes harm and assumes that the person is not mature? Yes or no?
She can't consent.
Right, and it entails harm and because
She
they're not mature.
cannot consent at 9.
Guys, trying to do mental gymnastics to justify child marriage is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Apparently, human biology has vastly evolved in 1400 years, in which 9-year-olds are no longer children, whilst they were fully grown women back 1400 years.
Kids are entering puberty earlier and earlier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
in
you're
fact,
entering puberty
because
at
of
9, 1400 years ago, it'd be 6 by now.
Yeah, but that's not happened. But the thing is, children are actually maturing faster now because of better food and better healthcare than they ever did in the past. In fact, back in the day, because of malnutrition, it stunted growth. None of this makes sense. Ever.
You saying that someone
Isn't it
doesn't
amazing?
know harm
He's just
doesn't
admitted
mean
that
that there
if
is
you
no harm.
groom the kids, you
You're
can
panicking.
rape the kids.
You're panicking.
Because it doesn't cause
Why are you
harm.
not being cordial?
Who is it?
I have an
Peter
odd
Tatchell.
feeling that the
Peter
reason why you're not
Tatchell
being
does
cordial
that.
is because you're getting academically destroyed.
There's nothing academic
So,
about
so
fucking
respond
kids.
to the data.
There's
Respond
nothing
to the
academic
argument.
about
This is
Otherwise,
insane.
get any of your boys.
9-year-olds are women, people. 9-year-olds were women.
Rape is sex without consent, and children cannot consent.
I agree, buddy.
Be on the side
I
that's
agree.
against
I agree,
paedophiles.
I
It's
agree,
not
buddy.
that hard.
Now, stay back. Stay with the admin because if you were in her spot, you'd be sweating, actually sweating. Panic mode. Next.
Right, let's go. Let's go
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
pub.
run away.
You need to do
Run
that.
away
Marry
after
your
getting
cousin.
decimated.
Have a nice
Bye
time
bye.
marrying your cousin.
Bye bye. Yeah.
Oh, he's so lost.
Keep up.
He
You're
admitted that you
Fall back.
Bye bye. You get destroyed.
Aye.
Try again.
No, it's done. It's done.
Panic mode.
Thank God. It looks like
the jab, Mark 2.
it looks like Jimmy Savile was not in the wrong if he only had a time machine. Look, the level of mental gymnastics that these people have to do, they could be in the Olympics.
This is the debating style.
You're panicking. You're sweating. Focus. Focus. I will totally destroy you. I'm going to annihilate you.
You want to come and you want to have a discussion?
Well, I guess we're done. How are you, sir? How are you?
How you doing, big man?
I'm good.
I needed to get. I was thinking about you.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, Banksy's. I love him. I do. You know, people find it strange. I have a very good relationship with him.
He's a great man because you're a great man, sir. Okay, let's go walk around.
You've been filming a lot of the protests I've been watching.
The Iranian ones, yeah. I've stopped a little bit,
I
but
was in
yeah.
a conversation 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was really trying to find the conversation, and you came to my mind. And we were talking about Iran and all this.
Yeah.
And one of the questions I had for you, maybe now another time whenever you're free, because I'm going to be here for a long time,
Sure.
is can Iran endure the longevity of this war financially?
Financially,
Resources wise. And that's what I thought, no, but my counterparts were saying yes.
I think, given the political landscape that we have with America, they can endure, or should we say, when we say Iran, I would like to specify the IRGC, the regime. Can they survive? I think they can survive longer than what Trump's will is to keep this going. You know what I mean?
Serious.
I think they can survive it long enough for Trump to quit on the whole thing. Not that they could survive America wanting to finish them. If America wanted to actually finish them, like 5-10 years, no, they wouldn't survive the year. They wouldn't. I don't think they would even survive this year. But I think they can endure, because you see, have you guys ever seen arm wrestling? The trick with arm wrestling isn't to try to pin the guy as soon as the guy says go. It's usually to hold the position. You hold the position and weaken, and hopefully the other guy is less experienced, and they will weaken, and then you win. And that's kind of with Iran. They just have to hold the position. They just have to not be annihilated. The IRGC, after all this is over, has to still be in place. That's a win for them. And so they don't have to attack. They don't have to really defend. They just have to survive. And that's it.
How does it end though?
Sam. How are you, mate? But yeah, they just have to survive. If they survive, I mean, how it ends, I think essentially it's all down to America, how it ends. If it ends with them, with Trump simply quitting and saying, we've got a deal, and call it some kind of a win.
But he doesn't want to. Trump doesn't want to. Oh, walaikum salam, habibi.
Well, if it doesn't.
No, Trump doesn't want
to.
He
You see,
has to save face.
if they want to change the regime, from what I have seen and what I've seen, the players who want to take charge, it's going to be a civil war.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Civil war. Kurds, the Baluch, the Lurs, the Persians, the Azaris, which are Turks, Christians. Well, I mean, that's a religious divide, but really, I'm talking about the ones who are going to actually go pick up guns. It's not going to be along religious divides. It's going to be along ethnic divides, because Iran is a multi-ethnic society. The Persians are the majority, but they're just they're just the majority. They're like 51, 52%. And then everybody else is all broken up into other sects. The Kurds, they want a Kurdistan. I've talked to the Kurds here. They straight up want their own country. And they not only want their own country within the borders of Iran, they want to bring all the Iraqis, the Syrians and the Turks into that country.
I don't blame them.
But they're never going to get that. They're never going to get that.
I don't blame them. Look at what happened to the Yazidis.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't blame anyone who wants their own country and autonomy. But what I'm saying is they're not willing, because I was arguing with the Kurds, and I said, why don't you guys do something like Britain, where you have like Scotland, Wales, and England, but one kingdom. So you have a kingdom of Iran, but you'll have the Kurds and the Lurs having autonomous sections. Hey guys. But they don't want that. They want their own country. Hi guys. Hi. How you doing? How you doing?
Talking about the perspective. that we could endure.
Yeah.
And Baxi was given a very interesting perspective, and he compartmentalized it quite well.
I mean, the thing is, the Iranians in the diaspora, the majority, are the Pahlavi, they're the Shah supporters. So they don't even. I was talking to a friend of mine who is she comes to the protest. She's a predominant player in this protest game. She doesn't even want to hear the fact that I'm suggested that Pahlavi may not be the right choice. That's not even like she doesn't want to hear it, like nothing. And I'm not like that. I want to be objective about it, because they say you can ignore reality, you can't ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. And if the reality is that Pahlavi doesn't have the support, then the consequence of that is civil war and civil conflict in Iran. Iran becomes a fractured country, burning itself down. Now, the funny thing is, for the Israelis, the goal, you see, right now, Israel, America, and the Iranian Shah supporters, we all have a common goal. Get rid of the Islamic Republic, get rid of the IRGC. But after that, these people are going to have different goals. Israel's goal, but Israel's goal is not going to be necessarily to have a stable Iran. They would be happier, in fact, I think, if Iran was fractured, split to multiple little countries and at war with each other and just burned to the ground, because Israel looks at things in 10 to 20 year periods. If they can neutralize Iran from that region to have an active participation in that region for the next 20 years, Israel's fine with that. And if Iran is going to be an ally, it's a bonus. If they're going to be fractured and burned to a ground, it's just as good.
See, that's an interesting perspective.
But Israel doesn't, because Israel doesn't care. I don't expect Israel to give a shit about Iran. Why should any country?
Netanyahu did say that he does.
No, that's rhetoric. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. They say, you can say whatever you want, but you got to show me love. Words are easy to say.
A lot of Iranians do support Israel.
No, they do, because they think that their Israel's agenda and goal is in line with them. And at the moment it is, rhetorically. What's going to happen? What's going to happen is we're going to find out whether Israel is truly in support with action, and that's we need to wait to see that. That's if the IRGC actually falls. Now, the other scenario is that IRGC doesn't actually fall. They remain, but they will have some kind of a cooperative leader that will negotiate with Israel and America to simply remain neutral in the area. That could happen. That could happen, because again,
the leadership will look weak.
doesn't matter. They'll survive. Again, yeah, but the thing is, their goal right now isn't looking strong or looking macho. Their goal is to survive this. And if they survive this, they can agree to any shit. Now again, words are easy. They can agree to anything. Contracts are torn up every day. What do you call it? Coalitions are broken all the time. Agreements and treaties are torn up all the time. These things are paper. It doesn't mean shit. They need to survive. And if their survival means that they have to be a little bit more humble and a little bit more kowtow to America to survive.
To be honest with you, I am quite surprised that they held on
as long as they have.
Yeah,
well,
I'm surprised.
This is the other half of this, because when I was talking to my friend, I said, if the IRGC truly didn't have the kind of support, because all these Shah supporters, they are convinced that 80 to 90% of Iranians are against this regime. I don't actually believe that. I don't think those are the numbers. I think at least 25% of the Iranians are for the regime, 25% are absolutely against it, and there's about 50% in the middle who just want to live their lives. They just want to make a bit of money and raise their kids and live their lives. They are not out for revolutionary acts.
Surely, I get what you're saying.
They may hate the regime, they'll bitch about the regime, but they don't want to pick up a rifle. They don't want to put their neck on the line for it. That's what I'm saying. That's that 50%.
So what do you think of that? Is he a king?
Yeah, Pahlavi.
a caretaker, but I heard something.
Reza Shah. Yeah, Reza Shah Pahlavi. He is the son of the Shah. But
you gonna have time to come back?
well, that is his rhetoric. But the problem is, I have watched. I don't know if you've seen Patrick Bet David. You know Patrick Ben David. He's an Iranian Armenian who does a podcast. He literally interviewed the Shah, and he is one of the few who, even though he supports him and supports the ideas, democracy and all that shit, he got a feeling that Pahlavi is a weak leader. He doesn't have that, because I'll be honest with you, the Middle East isn't Europe, isn't America and Canada. You need to have a strong man with a strong fist. You have to rule. This is why Saddam Hussein knew what he was doing in Iraq. Gaddafi knew what he was doing. People are like, oh, they're tyrants. They killed. How many people have died since 2001 in Iraq versus how many people Saddam killed?
But to counter that, I wouldn't have said Assad was a strong leader in terms of his voice.
Assad was, because his father was the actual leader. This is always the case with like hereditary monarchies. You get a strong king, and then you get a piss weak son, and he pisses away the kingdom the minute he takes over.
That's what I said to you. If you want a good perspective,
But they always do that. It's always the case. Look at that movie Braveheart. You know, that depicted it perfectly. The father was the king. His son was a fucking fat. His son was a do-funny, as we say.
Was the opposite.
He was, his son, the William, whatever it was. But at least in that movie, what they did was, maybe they exaggerated it, but it is an exaggerated depiction of how these.
But he held on for long, though, Assad.
But again, that's because the Russians supported him, the Iranians supported him. He also had the whole ISIS thing. No,
he belonged to the Alawites, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah.
And look at what.
I mean, he's Shia, but either way, what I'm saying is, with Assad, it was, as I say, his son that's ruined. And the funny thing is, with Iran, it was exactly the same. Reza Shah, the father, was actually the strong king. Then his son was the one who lost Iran. He went to Egypt, and then he died in Egypt. And now this is the grandson that we're talking about. And the grandson is even weaker than the father. And he's piss weak compared to the grandfather. Because he's a rich boy who grew up in America. He doesn't know how to run a Middle Eastern country. And this is where either he has to have a massive team of very strong individuals, men, who will bring down the hammer on anyone who fucks around. Because that's how it is. If you don't drop the hammer on little separatist groups, they will fuck up the whole country. They'll start wars, they'll start insurgencies, they just destroy the whole country. And this is what happened in Iraq. In Iraq, after Saddam, they didn't install another strong-handed man. They went for this democracy shit. And unfortunately, Middle East, look, it's not that I'm... James, how are you, man? Good to see you. Look, I want my people to be free. I want my people to have a democracy. Why not? If it's good enough for the fucking British, Iranians.
I hope so.
But what I mean is, if it's good enough for the British, if it's good enough for the Americans, it's good enough for my people. But my people, I also know my people, and there is a group, kind of like me, intellectuals, a little bit studied, maybe high IQ. There's a massive chunk of fucking morons, just low IQ, knuckle-dragging animals in Iran.
Who? Which ones in Iran?
There's a massive chunk of them. You find them.
Every country got
exactly.
Just not to change subjects, but did you watch the God Logic Mohammed?
Yes.
There was his cohort there. I wonder why they copied.
yes.
I wonder why they copied strikers.
And they did you copy strike God Logic?
Was it Mohammed who issued the challenge in the first place?
Yeah. He invited Avery. He actually even said on the stream, Avery asked, "Can do I have permission to use this?" And he said yes. And the cowards.
Copyright.
Copyright. Yeah. Copyright. How are you, mate? You're good. Yes. So yeah, they copyrighted his ass. What cowards!
No, we did.
Yeah. Mohammed Hijab, yeah, copy. That's the guy. That's one of his cohorts. That guy in the blue. Huh? Oh, Hijab, I barely seen him. Ali Dawa has almost stopped completely. I haven't seen him in months. But Hijab was, it was a bit bad show for him. And he took the video down and then he copyrighted God Logic's copy of it. Like, pussy. That's the thing is, if you lose and you still try to flip it if you try to what's it called? Spin it. If you try to spin it and say, no, I didn't lose, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm going to put this on me because people are going to get bored. But if you lose a debate and try to spin it, fine. But if you remove the video and then copyright the copy of it, that's just pussy. That's just straight up. No, but that's just straight up admitting you lost, like badly. You can't even spin that.
So arrogant.
He's a narcissist.
Yeah, but dude, but what I mean is his PR is even shit. It's like, dude, at least keep the video up, spin it, take clips of it, and show Avery, oh, you see, he lost here, he lost
You
there.
see Yasser Qadhi, right, holds in the narrative. They tried so hard to get that down. So hard. And yet, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Yasser Qadhi.
He's still, most people that watch it don't know.
The thing is, there's a thing about faith that you can't. I said this, like there was a debate years ago. If Jesus himself came down today and stood at the biggest screen on Piccadilly and said, "I am back," there'll still be Muslims tomorrow. There'll still be Buddhists tomorrow.
We can come back and say it's bad, right? But obviously that's still part of Islamic eschatology anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah, but the thing is, no, but that's what I mean. If he says, now you have to follow me and no other messenger, no other prophet, no other scripture, there'll still be Muslims tomorrow.
Come back and say,
Yeah, exactly. I am it. Mother suckers, this is my shit. I'm back. It's my house. And this time, I'm fucking over anyone who tries to stick a nail in me. Keep those fucking nails to yourselves.
He may use slightly different language, but he'll still overturn
Yeah, I apologize, YouTube. But yeah, you know what I mean.
In the Islamic narrative, then Allah lied.
Well, Allah is the greatest of deceivers anyway.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. So technically, he can't lie, but I mean, they said he's the greatest of deceivers. The irony is that they have never even, because the problem is sometimes they don't think things. Sometimes they don't think things through. Like, if you're the greatest of deceivers, but then you say Satan is the great deceiver, people might connect these dots. There may be like crossovers here.
You have to remember that demons are showmen. I mean, this is why they'll infiltrate entertainment arts, whatever else. And one thing they really love to do is say it to your face in a way that...
Hide in plain sight.
Hide in plain sight. They love doing it.
So I take it you're a Christian.
Yes, I am.
Oh, James. Hello, mate.
So I'm just going to switch this off.
360 degrees.
Yeah, but I'm going to switch. It's running out of battery.
That's the first time I've said that on live stream, so...
Battery's gone. Sorry. Oh, Hafiz, nice to meet you. Alvi. Nice to meet you. Alvi.
I would have been a Hafiz, but...
Oh, no, so I'm Hafiz. Yeah.
I thought you were commenting on that.
No, that's not my name.
Russian flag. What's going on, man?
I don't know.
He's a British guy who, he's wearing a Russian flag cape.
Yeah.
He's a boy in Israel.
Well, he has an Israel cape, but today he decided...
And the Indian flag.
The thing is, James is looking for whatever triggers whatever. So...
Yeah, but the Muslims here are probably going to agree
Israeli,
with it. They're going to agree with it.
Oh, with the Russian thing,
like,
true, yeah.
Because it's anti-rest.
Yeah, that's true. I'll be perfectly honest with you. When it comes to the Russian situation, I'm not on the Ukrainian side necessarily.
But you're not on the Russian side.
I'm not on the Russian side, but I am.
They are the aggressor.
But I do understand why he did it.
They are the aggressor.
Look, the fact is that if you push him, if they I don't know. Have you guys seen the videos of NATO? Have you seen the videos of NATO and I think it was even the what's it called? United Nations saying that NATO saying that NATO would not move 1 inch east of, I think, Poland or something, and they promised they would never bring Ukraine into NATO. This was in the 90s, I think late 90s, early 90s.
But why did Ukraine give up its nuclear weapons?
Because of that, because they said that Russia said, first of all, Russia, these were Russians or Soviet Union's nukes, so they didn't belong to Ukraine. Second of all, Ukraine had to give them up in order to have this deal in which they would remain independent and neutral. NATO would never come into Ukraine because that's too much of a danger for Russia. And all of this was agreed, I think, like around the time of Gorbachev. And then the European Unions went and reneged on that. Russia had a line in the sand, and this wasn't by just Putin, this was by all the presidents before him, Gorbachev onwards, that this Ukraine is, the name Ukraine is literally the border, means the border for Russia.
No, I get it, but the fact is, 4 years of war surely has proven,
Sorry, thank you.
surely has proven that they don't want to be part of Russia.
Sorry?
Look to God is your channel.
No. Look to God is my one of my great admins. My channel is Hafiz, Hafiz TV.
Let me.
Actually, I might have a little card. I'm Iranian, born in Iran, raised in Britain. So they say, born in Iran, made in England.
What about you?
Well, I'm born here. I'll tell you my nationality
off camera. Yeah.
But I'm of mixed descent. Let's put it that way.
Same.
Yeah, I'm of mixed descent.
Were you raised in a Christian household, or were you raised in a oh, I see.
Yeah, but no.
Sorry. You tried to remain incognito. Oh, okay. So you come from.
So over here, the palaces, I think they get called council flats.
Michael.
Hey, how are you, mate? You're good.
But you have to admit, for 4 years of war, you can't.
The Ukrainians
defend that country. They're supposed to be a 3-day war.
No, my opinion of the Ukrainians, they are cannon fodder. These poor bastards have been thrown into the meat grinder for the ambitions of European politicians. And that is where the crime is. The bastards in Brussels are the ones who should be in those front lines, because they are the ones who created this environment for Russia to do what they did. And they're the ones who sit at home, safe and sound, and their children are safe, whilst the Ukrainian boys are being thrown into the meat grinder of this war.
I get
that is why I'm not on the side of Russia in the sense of I give a shit about Putin. Putin he's a dictator like every other dictator in the world. But the fact that this situation exists, it was unnecessary. This wasn't needed. This didn't need to happen.
But you know what the Ukrainians were saying in defense? Why do people care so much about Russian safety and not care about Ukrainian safety? And the reason they wanted to join NATO was for this exact reason, that they don't trust Putin.
No, the thing is,
some of them
look,
say.
the fact of the matter is, this is something that people think that this, I think, okay, let me try and, the situation with Iran and America should be a very sort of great eye-opener and a reminder that in this world, it doesn't matter whether you are liked or not liked, or whether you are this or that. It only matters how big a gun do you have, how big a stick do you walk in the valley with. Because when I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I have a fucking stick, and no fucker comes near me. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that America enacts its will when it wants, and international law and the what's it called? The rules-based order of bollocks doesn't mean shit.
Okay.
And it's the same with Russia.
Yeah.
Russia has the guns. They don't want Ukraine to have European guns, and they are going to enact their will.
It's okay for
and
Russia
that's
to
it.
rely on Iran, to rely on North Korea, to rely
Yes.
on China. I'm sorry, but that's a double standard.
No, because they have the guns and the nukes. It's not a double standard. If I have the weapon, well, this is it. You see, I don't think Putin thought this is going to last this long.
For 4 years.
Putin thought this is going to end in a weekend.
Well, that's why it's
I'm
embarrassing.
gonna run over them.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's why I give props to the Ukrainians. They managed to hold on.
The mighty Red Army.
They managed to hold off this massive beast with conventional weapons
What is
for
Russia's
4
game?
years.
A little bit of land?
No, this is political. Ah! Oh, hey, good to see you.
How can you wear black in this weather?
I am dying. You have no idea. I'm melting inside. It's horrific. Everything. How is life? I saw you on your with your thingy. Let me bring everyone in, guys. We have young Bob here, one of the premier stars of the Speaker's Corner and generally, social media. So I saw you change my mind type of thing that you did with that blonde-haired guy who was talking about what were you talking about? Oh, deportation.
Remigration.
Remigration, yeah. That was good, man. It's good stuff. Are you having a different crew now, or is it your crew? What's the deal?
This is just my own thing, doing
Project Britannia.
Yes. Just doing things independently now, just because I'd like to dictate my own opinions, and also it's incredibly easy to set it up. To be honest with you, it just takes a lot of time.
How about because actually this is a good question. Let me see if I can get your opinion on this. Sorry, hold on. Because I'm gonna go a little bit hardball here. A little bit. A lot of people are saying that you're now associated with a lot of what they call ethnats, or people of the sort of ethnat group. Are you? No, I mean Steve Laws. Are you actually involved with anything to do with his group?
I'm not involved with them at all, but I'm not gonna I don't know. I don't like the sort of left-wing censorship we have on the right. I mean, I'll receive flack for associating myself with people like Tommy Robinson, from people from ethno-nationalists accusing me of being Zionist funded, but then I get the same thing of being accused of an Nazi because I associate myself with people who are ethno-nationalists. I just like speaking to people. I have weird discussions and, keep the company of everyone, just simply because I think it's valuable to learn why people believe in certain things, and my position's been relatively consistent.
What is your position for the sake of, the record, if you like?
I think we should revert and in some way hilariously restore our migration policy. I believe in a 5-10% migration rate. I think we should have migration at a net negative for a while. Then when we reverse the demographic collapse in this country, we should have it at a net sensible thousands or tens of thousands. The reason why I would say that is because there are a 5 to 10% migrant population in this country that I sympathise for, that came here in the correct channels and has, sort of generations of family coming here, but they're being completely dismissed by the cohorts of people that are already entering this country. So I'm not so much an ethno-nationalist. Yes, I would admit that, the ethnicity of this country is being replaced. Am I a total remigrationist? Not at all. But I just speak to everyone and I'm friendly with everyone, and I'm not so as politically tribal as other people are on the sort of Twitter space.
I mean, you have to sort of appreciate though that for someone like Urban Scoops or UTK, hello sir, that they can't have people as part of their team associating with the ethno-nationalist types, because you can see basically where that goes. The consequences of that. They're going to get accused of anti-Semitism. They're going to get accused of all sorts of racism, all sorts of things, which they're trying to actually pull themselves away from those.
Yeah, I mean, I get why people like Tommy Robinson might have a problem with it, just because he's had historical quarrels with them, and the sort of commitments of even being seen in close proximity to them, the general public is, a bit concerning. But for me, I don't really care about those sort of labels. Of course, Tommy has a purpose that requires him to receive a broad coalition of support, so he does his own thing. I can do my own. I just like being friendly with people, and if that consequentially I'm perceived by some people as being anti-Semitic or racist or a fascist, that's up down to them. They can approach me, they can ask for my position, and I can gladly give it to them.
Interesting. So what is your Well, what's your goal today, actually? That's a good one.
I'm just enjoying the sun. I don't really do Speaker's Corner as much as I used to. I think it's the same revolving circus of the same religious figures. So,
Welcome to the club.
yeah. So, you know, I just enjoy the sun and then just head home.
How about some Christian polemics or any kind of debates? Oh, what do you think about God Logic and Muhammad Hijab's debate?
Well, we need to check Muhammad Hijab's tonsils and his tongue and his teeth. It looks terrible. Allah has not blessed him with the greatest dentures. What I would also say is that regardless of whether you agree or disagree with someone or whether you got destroyed or not, doesn't mean you reserve the right to copyright strike someone. It's not just that they're losing out revenue in a particular video you've done. That gives them 1 strike out of 3. They will receive 3 of their channels permanently destroyed, and YouTube is notoriously not charitable when it comes to retrieving someone's channel.
Yes.
So you're essentially, for content creators,
You're 1 strike down, basically. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, apart from the fact that he falsely copyright strike God Logic, what do you think about the actual performance that Muhammad Hijab gave in that debate?
A good signature Muhammad Hijab deflection is laughing and calling someone boy. Now, the reason why I think they do that is because he wants to ensure his Muslim audience who didn't really understand what both people are saying, that he's winning. And he does that by signifying how superior he is within the debate.
The funny thing is, sorry, mid your thought, the term calling someone boy, and in Britain it may not have the same impact, but actually in America, when you do that to an African American, it has a very different connotation. It's actually a colonialist sort of cotton cotton farming kind of connotation.
Yeah, I mean, Islam is an Islamic polemicist, so probably the most racist people I've ever met. I mean, like, if it's not the Stratford boys calling David and Uncle Tom, it's Muhammad Hijab constantly calling people who are brown or black boys, just simply because they're defending a Christian faith. So I would agree with you there, and also it's just a way of, again, trying to comfort his audience that he's doing the right thing. The actual dialogue itself, I mean, he did the LPT argument, which is rubbish, been refuted by several different apologists.
Can you expand on what is LPT?
He was trying to give a principle of identity that if you're not identical in every single sense of the word, it means you can't be God. Now, Lyman's, I forget is it Lyman's law or whatever? It's sort of refuted by identity over time. And I actually debated Hijab on this, I think a year ago, must have been when I was like 16 and working at McDonald's. I tried to explain to him that, look, you are not identical to yourself about 5 years ago. There's things that obviously you've changed over time, but I'm still young Bob 5 years ago. So it doesn't really work. And then he also went on to the Islamic dilemma. He fell up on some of the Arabic terminology and some of the scholarly opinions when it comes to whether the Quran is affirming textually at the preservation, or just simply saying that the Jews and Christians have distorted the meaning of the text, or they've distorted the actual wording of the text. I feel like in every single aspect of the debate, he's completely fallen short of correct response.
His co-host,
Yeah, the guy who was actually on the same table on the same chair with him. Okay, thank you, young Bob. Thank you, mate. I'm gonna do a little walkabout. All right, guys, we're gonna do a little walkabout, and then I'm gonna end it in an hour. Well, actually, not an hour.
You only got here.
I've been here since like 11. What? Yeah.
But no, just to finish up on the Russian
Christ.
debate.
Yes, keep going.
Yeah. You have to admit, for 4 years, the Ukrainians have proven their worth.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
you can't deny that.
As I said, I don't think Putin imagined it would take this long, that he'll be caught. I mean, now he's caught in essentially the same as what the Americans were in Iraq. He's caught in a quagmire. He's looking for a way out, probably, but he doesn't know how. Because his soldiers, his boys are also in the meat grinder in the exact same way.
How many soldiers are dying?
I don't know. I would imagine
a lot.
Probably in the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands by now. I mean, I've seen like literally insane videos of drones chasing a single soldier and then blowing up like.
How scared must you be?
Oh my God! Oh my! But what I mean is, the real tragedy here, the real crime, is these young Russian boys, Ukrainian boys. These are young men. They are now, Ukraine has dropped it down to, I think, like 14 or 13 or something. And also raised it to like 60-year-olds. They are sending.
They're defending their country.
Oh, yeah, but what I mean is, these people are, this should not have, this is wasted deaths. Not a single one of these boys should have died. Not a single one of these men should die. These people are dying for the ambitions of assholes somewhere else.
Can I then ask you then, would you agree that this war should not have started?
100%. 100%.
And you agree that
no need.
Putin is the aggressor?
I agree that
with context.
I agree that Putin felt he had to do this. Yes, but he was.
Do you think it
he
was
was
morally right that he's done it?
I don't think he's morally in any. None of these people hold the moral high ground. Putin does not have any moral high ground, but neither does any of the politicians at Brussels. These people are all, in my opinion, demons that are just slaughtering innocent people. Because both Putin, both the politicians in Brussels that promised things that forced Putin to do this, none of these people have their own neck on the line. If they did, they would never do this. You put a sword to the neck of these bastards and say, now say this, then we'll see the courage of your conviction. They don't have the courage of their conviction. There's a bunch of cowards sending a bunch of brave men to die for cowardly causes. Ukraine did not need to be part of the thing is, like safety that you talk about. Ukraine didn't need to be, but Ukraine didn't need to be part of NATO and have security guarantees, and Russia didn't need to worry about Ukraine infringing upon its territory by weapons of Europeans and
what about Crimea? They would point to that and say, look, what about Crimea? What about Georgia?
Again, the reason Russia did Crimea was because of the advances of the Europeans, because of the fears that Europe is about to take the only Mediterranean port Russia has access to. And they're like, F that.
Georgia, 2008.
Well, again, as I said, that's another thing. Again, I'm not saying...
Their argument would be, we can't trust him. I wouldn't trust him.
Look.
If I was Ukrainian, I wouldn't trust that man in the
The thing is, Putin has no moral standing. I don't think he's a horrible person,
he's a tyrant.
and he's a dictator with an iron fist. He's a mafia. I mean, I'll be honest. When I look at him, I see Godfather. I see the Godfather movie.
But not in a cool way.
No. Yeah, but the thing is, people look at the Godfather thinking that the Corleones were the good guys. They're not the good guys. These people are mafiosos. But people made them cool over the years. But the fact is that Putin is a mafioso Godfather character. He rules with an iron fist, and he will kill you in a heartbeat if you defy him. And he's made himself a forever king or whatever.
I find it funny, just one thing. I find it funny that some Muslims here, some defend Putin, and yet, behind closed doors, Putin secretly supports Israel.
Yeah.
You know that? How many Jewish oligarchs?
Yeah, that's right.
You know that?
Yeah. The thing is,
these idiots.
No, you see, you know Hassan Arbi, Hassan Piker on.
Oh yes, the guy at classes.
Yeah, I think so. Hassan, he used to be Young Turks. He's the nephew of Cenk Uygur. If you watch Twitch, you'll see him. Anyway, he's a staunch communist. I think so. I think he has glasses. I think he has glasses. I'll be honest, I can't remember because sometimes he wears some of those. He is a staunch supporter of China. He went to China and did propaganda pieces for them. He's a fucking idiot. But, and I guarantee you, he probably supports Putin secretly because these people support whatever hates the West.
Yes. Good point.
That's what you see here. If you stand up and say, I will kill 1 million Englishmen and I hate the West, they'll secretly support you.
I agree with young Bob. Anyone that thinks that's foreign should be deported.
But what I mean is that these guys are just Asian provocateurs. They're just here to hate whatever is here.
If they have that mindset, they shouldn't be here. Yeah. And that's why I do agree with it.
To be honest with you, you see, those are the ups and downs of freedom. It's like you want to have a country where you have freedom, but also you're going to get this shit. There's a line in the Ghostbusters movie, #2. The mayor of New York says, to be an asshole and to hate everyone's guts is every New Yorker's God-given right. And that's the problem. That's the problem of freedom.
But you've heard some. Again, I don't want to categorize because I know there are some Muslims that agree that Putin is evil.
But yeah, absolutely.
You've heard some Muslims in this park say that they support Russia and they support Putin. And yet
Unfortunately,
secretly, like Putin can say whatever he wants about Israel. Obviously, he's going to pander to his
the thing
friends.
is, if Putin openly comes out to support Israel, then they might have a conflict of interest. Yeah, but if he does it on the
What's he
side,
want? Look, there's daily flights from Moscow to Tel Aviv.
I can imagine. Yeah.
And did you see when the Israeli plane went into the Muslim part of Russia?
Chechnya.
There's another town in
There's another
Chechnya, and they surrounded the plane.
Oh, the Russians.
Yeah.
Oh, the Muslims did.
They
Oh,
surrounded the plane. And
what, to protect it?
No,
to attack it.
To attack it. And then Putin immediately sent the army.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, politically, he has to anyway, because he can't afford to start a war with or start any kind of problems with Israel,
they are friends.
because then he would have America right on his back.
They are. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe friends is too strong of a term, but they're not against each other.
No, they're neither allies or enemies. They just get on.
Oligarchs support, like Abramovich.
Probably, yeah.
He sent a lot of money. I think he sent a lot of money to
Israel. Yeah, I can imagine. imagine.
That's interesting, man.
The problem is there's like the politics we see, and then there's the politics that is happening.
That's behind closed doors.
Yes, that's happening that we have no idea about, and that is largely what the Arab nations are doing with Israel. They love Israel. Saudi Arabia, Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain. They love Israel.
They had the choice of Netanyahu or
Iranian leaders or whatever.
the Iranian
IRGC.
regime, the IRGC. I would bet a lot of money they would rather have.
They would throw
Israel.
Iran right under the bus. they would throw them under the bus, reverse twice.
But that said, I don't know if I agree with the war necessarily. I'm undecided.
The thing is, with the
I'm
war,
undecided.
I want the regime gone, and I want that to happen. Unfortunately,
I want you guys to have your freedom.
this was not the method that I would have chosen. But here we are. What do we do? Just pray that exactly.
You can only pray.
All right, let's go for a walk about my man.
Interesting concept. You should follow Young Bob because he's always going to get.
Yes, he always gets into some sort of a hairy debate somewhere.
But you know what he said, which I don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah.
If he I understand what he's saying. He interacts with everyone, but surely you could say someone like Steve Laws. I disagree with him.
Well,
because Steve Laws wants to kick out every single person that's not white English.
Pretty
right?
much. Yeah. The thing is,
that's an extreme thing that's never going to happen.
Well, first of all, it's never going to happen. Second of all, what will happen? See, this is what I forgot to actually ask Bob.
Yeah.
Are you simply talking to these people, or are you working with these people? See, there's one thing to have a Steve Laws on your podcast, because that brings in audience anyway.
I'm not against that. Freedom of speech.
But then there's another thing where you're actually working with these guys. You're setting up events with these guys. Now you're no longer just a person asking questions or trying to find out what these people are about. You are now you're a supporter now. Now you're working with these guys. Now that's the part that I don't know whether Young Bob
be careful. You don't want to get too close to.
Well, this is the thing. Young Bob is very young. He's got a lot of years ahead of him.
He's very intelligent.
And he's very intelligent, but he's got a lot of years where he might change careers. The world might change around him. The sands underneath his feet will shift. He's now put himself in very precarious positions.
But you agree, like you get too close to the extreme.
But what I mean is,
you don't want to be
this ghost will haunt you for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because people like Steve Laws, and I don't agree with debanking, right? I don't agree with Steve Laws, but he should be debanked.
Exactly. I actually, Mark Collette and Laura Tower, all those guys got debanked. All those guys got chucked off all the platforms, and I totally disagree with all of that, because something, Pavlov said it, and I've been repeating it ever since.
Ukrainian guy.
Yeah, the Ukrainian
Where
guy.
is
He was here a couple of weeks ago. I didn't come last week, but the week before he was here.
I missed that.
But he
would agree with me.
Oh, of course. That's what his campaign.
Sorry.
He said one time, he said, free speech is the bell above the fool's head and a crown upon a wise man's head. Because all you have to do is let the fool talk,
Yeah.
and he will expose himself, and let the wise man talk, and he will expose himself.
Yeah, good point.
And that's it. That's why I agree with I disagree with debanking and deplatforming these guys, because they will just create their own little enclaves, their own little bubbles, and no one will challenge them.
Well, look at
They'll-
YouTube and Rumble, right? That's the prime example.
Yeah.
I don't agree with deplatforming people.
Yeah.
I would have a conversation with Steve Law. I would disagree, and I would say, look,
Yeah,
what you want is
push and pull.
unrealistic.
Yeah.
You know, let's live in
Absolutely.
reality. I agree. This country should be a majority white English country. I agree. And preferably Christian. I agree with that. But to say I'm going to kick every single
But how to
person
go
out-
about that? Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you're just like Owen Jones. Like, one person wants everyone out, and one person wants everyone in.
The thing is, look, I've said some crazy shit
Yeah.
on the internet. Sometimes I'm trolling. A lot of times I may or may not be trolling.
Yeah.
But I've said that personally, I think we should strap parachutes to anyone who's come in by a small boat. We take them on a military plane, and we just ask them, where do you want to go? Over Central Africa or over Central Asia, like Syria, there? And then we just parachute them out. Now, people think I'm crazy. People think I'm nuts, that I've got like insane ideas, but I promise you.
You totally.
we could be. No, yeah. But I said, look, you parachute one boat full
Yeah.
of migrants over Africa or Syria,
Yeah.
there'll be no boats coming over ever again. They get one camera shot of these guys just coming out of the back of that plane.
I mean,
You will, of course.
Maybe
It's insane.
Maybe that could happen. Maybe that could happen.
No, I mean, I don't think it'll ever happen.
I agree. The boat stoppings.
The boat has to stop.
It has to
But
stop.
but the way you stop it is by incentivizing. And personally, I think there was another idea we talked about. You hire one of these cruise ships.
Yeah.
You attach a certain number of catapults
Yeah.
to the back of that boat, and then you trebuchet them over to Nigeria.
I do, and don't get me wrong, I actually do feel sorry for the genuine people that have paid a lot of money to come.
Yeah.
I do. My heart breaks for them. It really does. But
I'm sorry.
Every country has to protect its borders.
You
I'm
have
sorry.
to go. You might not want to go home, but you can't stay here.
Well, tell me something. What's happening? I saw a statistic that there's a lot of people coming from Vietnam. Now, what's happening in Vietnam?
I have I don't even. I haven't got a clue what the fuck. The thing is,
Afghanistan, right? A lot of these guys are Muslim. It's like, well, hey, the Taliban are giving you your Sharia law.
yeah, but the thing is, the Afghans that are coming are the ones who worked with the British and the Americans in the last 20 years.
Some of them.
But what I mean is, they are even the ones who are not necessarily done it. They'll use that excuse to come
Okay, fair
over.
enough.
So we opened that door essentially.
Pandora's box.
Yeah, we did. We're fucked. The Afghans.
Yeah.
No, because my people know the Afghans. Believe me, the Afghans have been coming. Chris.
Good to see you. God bless you. How you doing,
Chris.
God bless
Good to see you, man. I love your stuff on with David Wood the other night, doing the God Logic.
Yeah.
Oh, that was insane.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, it's been really good.
Yes.
Remember, a few years ago we were saying modern day debate.
Yeah. Finally did it.
Yeah.
Finally got it done.
You're doing so good, man. Seriously.
Yeah, make
You're
great
absolutely
videos.
Killing it.
Your end of year videos on violence in this place are the best.
Yeah.
And I know they take a long time.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, man. Most of the stuff doesn't even get in the
Final cut.
video,
Oh yeah.
What his thoughts are on how that debate went, eh? I wonder. Because he was laughing a lot in the background, right? You heard it.
Oh yeah.
He kept laughing. It's like when Hijab was like,
Oh yeah, he was there. It was basically we're talking. I mean, I don't want to sound racist, but organ grinder.
Dude, I can't believe the copyright.
I know.
Yeah, that's. But the thing is, that is like the final nail in I lost this badly. You can't even like spin that shit. You can't even like, well, he didn't really win this argument. No, I got rid of the video because I got humiliated.
The best is the Muslims that are still trying to defend it. I saw this argument. This guy was like, "Are you guys dumb? He copyright struck it because he gave him explicit permission to live stream it, but not to make a copy of it." And it was like,
no, but Avery was asking. The thing is, I thought they're going to use that because I do remember when Avery kept asking, this is recorded, can I use this? And they were saying, oh, live stream it. And even at the final moment when Avery said, can I? And he said, yeah, sure. But he sort of said, yeah, sure, and then live stream it.
But the thing is that it won't stand up though, because he clearly made his intentions known.
No,
He
exactly.
wants to record and post this. Do you have any objection to that? No.
The thing is, technically, he doesn't even need the permission because if he's debating and this is partly his content as well, and he could even make another video reviewing it, which means it's transformative.
To be honest with you, I don't know why people don't do this. As long as you put some additional bit in the video.
Yeah. No, he could even have himself in the corner there. Every few minutes, just pause it.
Intro bit, be like, "Hello, I'm God Logic. Here's this thing."
Yeah.
You can literally just do that and be like, "This transformative."
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, because
God bless you, man.
How you doing? But the best part is that I actually think it's a win that he took it off and he copyright striked it because he can't spin that now. There is nothing you can do for the next 1,000 years. This is going to be thrown in his face.
Yeah, and people took note of the metrics. So like his video was outperforming his massively.
And it's everywhere. It's freaking everywhere. It's on Twitter. It's on Rumble. It's you guys.
And even like big players like Andrew Wilson came in and he actually said, "Yeah, this hit Mohammed Hijab is wrong. He shouldn't have done that."
Have you seen the meme on Mohammed Hijab? They've got a woman in a hijab, and there's God Logic handing him his ass.
Where's have a little Bob?
Yeah, go on, Chris. Dig in.
You guys Muslim
Maybe we
Christian?
should talk to.
You guys Muslim Christian? What are you?
Christian. I think he might be Christian. I'm a Freemason. Scientology.
Oh, not the Scientology. Mormon.
I wonder why all the Muslims come from their shithole countries to our country. Like, I don't want you. Now we got a guy from Bradford, right? He's in bread. Not surprised.
Let's go for a little walkabout. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do a quick walkabout. Yalla. Yeah, I'm going to... let me say hello to Mr. IC3. Mr. IC3, I just want to say hello. You're good. Carry on. Okay. Yeah, let's have a little walk around, see what's what. I actually saw Bob. Oh, he's gone. Okay, we got Bob in the house somewhere. Let's go say hello to Bob at least. I don't see him here though. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. I don't know, I can't tell anymore who's on the chat because Prism is a bit screwed up for me. I have to look at my phone. But let's see, Bob's here. Let's just have a little hello to Bob. There's Bob. There's JC. Bob is very much busy doing his polemics. We'll be back. How are you, mate? You good? Okay, we're walking. God damn, it's warm. Okay, I've shaken hands with a lot of people. I don't have any gloves on. Okay. Jono! You all right, mate? Bless you. Hey, I'm okay on that. Give me a little bit of time. I'm on a journey.
Are you part of the Tommy Robinson media team?
I'm not part of the media team, but I am. I'm involved in I'm part of the WhatsApp groups where they organize the media groups. Yeah. Oh, you want to talk to me?
Very briefly.
Sure.
I mean, it's a shame because I don't know. Maybe you won't care. Probably you won't. But do you know much about Christianity? A little bit.
I know. Yeah, I know
Do you
something.
know that Christians believe in the Trinity?
Sure.
Right, and this Tommy's movement is being built based on, a Christian nationalist movement, right? You
Can you give me 1 second? Let me just put this down so I don't have to hold it. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm here to warn people about the Ricky Doodle stuff. Well, we warn anybody and everybody about it because that's what we're called to do in the Bible. We are to tell our doctrine and to warn people. So this man is not a Christian.
Okay. Go for it. Tell me all you need to tell me, my dear.
So, from what I remember, vaguely, you do attend Tommy's rally, you're quite invested, right?
Sure.
Right. So, are you aware, did you perceive the fact that the Tommy, United Kingdom movement rather than Tommy, because it's not a one-man.
Well, it's Unite the Kingdom.
Right, Unite the Kingdom movement has become a Christian nationalist movement. Can you perceive that?
No, I wouldn't agree to say it's because a lot of the people there are sort of secular non-believers as well.
That's right.
So it's not really, I wouldn't call it a Christian nationalist, I call it a British nationalist.
Well, that may be how you perceive it because you are an atheist, right?
Well, I mean, it's just, what I mean is I look at all the people involved, and it's not really, it's not pushing Christianity in the way that it's just pushing British nationalism, but Christianity is at the heart of Britain, so there will be Christianity, of course.
Well, I would agree with you in terms of most people are not Christians who come to this movement. In fact, most of them are what I would call ethno-nuts. Well, in other words, ethno-nationalists. But in terms of the Tommy people, like rallied around Tommy that go on the podium, let's say to preach.
On stage.
They are mostly Christian nationalists. And now I wanted to just share the information with you that is very problematic that Tommy Robinson is using a church which is antichrist. For you, you might not care, but I do care because it's very problematic when you're trying to push a Christian movement. I don't know if you know much about modalism. It's a heresy, and so I'm just here to warn you and others about this.
Well, my take on that, excuse me, I've been talking a lot today, I shouted.
You need some water.
No, I've got some, I just,
the news and the updates.
What I would like to say, in all honesty, I don't believe that Tommy Robinson's movement is a Christian movement.
You're right.
I think what it is a British. It's not an ethno-nationalist either, because at the moment the term ethno-nationalism is being used by the left to suggest you are extreme right-wing white supremacists, and I don't believe Tommy Robinson is in any way white supremacist. He's actually pro-Israel and very sort of pro-mixed groups. So they are a group of civic nationals, British patriots that wish to empower and grow the core values of British, the British state, in the sense that Christianity is at the heart of Britain. Christianity has been, the soul of Britain for 1,000 years, and for that reason, they want Britain to go back to its roots, and that part of that involves being more Christian.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I'm not going to dwell on the ethno-nationalism stuff too long, but I would say I disagree with you a little bit because I know that Tommy tries to present himself as a civic nut, but at the end of the day, and he has people of different ethnicity around him, but at the end of the day, most of the people who attend are ethno-nationalists, and some of the people in this, in this movement, let's say, they want Britain to be primarily Anglo-Saxon, but I'm not concerned too much about
They
that.
want majority to be Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah, the majority, but that is ethno-nationalism. But I'm not concerned much about that. I'm going to focus more on the Christian stuff, although it is a worry, of course. Now, you're saying that what Tommy and this movement are trying to do is to bring Christianity back into, let's say, the culture. No, you didn't use the word
Into
culture.
civic society.
Into civic society. And I say to you, well, if Christianity without the gospel is false. It's like having a human body without a soul. And so the gospel is the spiritual rebirth. I'm sure we have discussed this. I remember that I discussed this with you. And so, especially when you have people on stage, the main pastor is called Ricky Doolan. Research him. He's a prosperity teacher, and he is standing beside Tommy, and he's been found to be involved with money laundering, and now recently has been found to be not believing in the Trinity. And so
he's a modalist as well.
He's a modalist. So at that point, what kind of Christianity are we talking about? It's not the Christianity that Jesus promoted. And so
I guess the best I can describe is what Christianity. Do you know anything about Saint George?
Well, I vaguely know he was a saint, but in the end, we're not here to celebrate people.
Oh no! I'm saying the Christianity I guess they're looking towards is something akin to whatever someone like Saint George would have followed. Now I don't know whether Saint George was a Unitarian or a Trinitarian, but you see. Let me try and frame this. The problems with Britain, when it comes to its core religious ideas, it's so weakened, it's so bad. Britain is in such a bad state when it comes to Christianity that right now, worrying about whether someone's a Unitarian or a Trinitarian is at the bottom of a list of many issues that Britain has. Most people don't even believe in God. Most people don't even, most people are now turning to other religions like Islam and other things. So at the moment, the only baseline message that I think someone like Tommy Robinson wants to promote is core British values.
But you're so wrong. I'm sorry, because I know you mean well, and I don't mean to be.
But that's what I'm thinking.
You're very wrong with this, because when you're saying the Trinity is irrelevant,
No, I'm not saying it's irrelevant.
Then all this, so I lost my train of thought, but all this Christian movement collapses then, because if he doesn't stand on what Jesus preached, they didn't preach that Allah is one, which is what the Muslims say. Jesus preached that you must be born again, and He is the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus didn't preach Christian nationalism. He preached about the kingdom of God. And if people are not called to repentance and they're believing in a different Jesus, then it's just fake. It's as fake as the Islamic Jesus Isa. It's just another Jesus, and it's another form of Christianity, not the true form, which is what our Lord taught us about. And it will send people to hell, and that's the most important thing.
Well, if I may, I don't know, are you finished or are you still?
Yeah, I'm finished, and you
okay.
can
Let me just give a point, because I just didn't want to interrupt you. I believe. Okay, let me ask you this: is it better for someone to be a Muslim or a Unitarian Christian?
It is absolutely relevant. In fact, I tell you what, if somebody claims to believe in the Bible and Jesus, they're in a way even worse off, because they're claiming to be Christians, but in the end it's irrelevant, because they will die and go to hell.
Yeah, but what I mean is, on the scale of what would be better and what kind of country you want to build on, would it be better to have a country of majority Unitarian Christians who can then debate with Trinitarian Christians and solve some of their differences of Christianity than it is to have a country of majority Muslims?
I think you're not getting the point. They're just as bad as each other. And in fact, the Bible warns us about false Christians, such as this Ricky Doolan who stands with Tommy Robinson. He's antichrist. He's a wolf in sheep clothing. You see, the Bible doesn't warn us about Muslims. Some didn't even exist. They're pagans. That's what the Bible says. Pagans, right? The Bible specifically warns us in the New Testament about false Christian teachers who come in as wolves in sheep's clothing to deceive people. And so for me, I would say the Unitarian ones. But at the end of the day, they're both outside of salvation. They're both, blind guides that lead blind people into a pit. That's what the Bible says.
So
it doesn't matter if you follow Muhammad or a Unitarian, you will go to hell.
Yeah, but what I mean is, so for you, there is either you're a Trinitarian or you're nothing. Nothing else is acceptable.
It's more than that, but the problem is that people like Bob, for example, and others, they try to make the Trinity the stance for defining a Christian, but now Tommy Robinson is watering this down by saying that now basically not saying, but allowing this person on stage and say, well, you can be a modalist, it doesn't even matter that anymore. But the reality is that you have to be born again. So if you believe in the Trinity but you're not born again, like this man is a Roman Catholic, he prays to Mary, he is not a Christian.
Well, my take is, if you're in a situation, look, like I'm on a journey. I said to you earlier on, I'm on a journey. I used to be a very staunch atheist, but now I'm looking at religion in a very different way than I did before. As an agnostic, as a possible accepting certain things about religion that I never did. Now, I'm on a journey and there are several steps. Now, I may become a Christian, I may become a Buddhist, I may become a Jew or a Muslim. I don't know that end goal yet. But what I do know is I have to take certain steps to get to where I'm going. And so, if you are saying that there is no other option, you can't be anything other than a Trinitarian, then you're exempting or you're excluding people of those steps, because a person who's a Unitarian or a Mogul may be on a journey to Trinitarian.
Yeah, you're right on a big picture. I don't know even, if a Muslim today that's, saying Jesus is not God, I cannot judge anyone's eternity. I don't know. And the Bible says not to do so. But I can say to you that if a person today is proclaiming that Jesus is not God or that Jesus as a modalist didn't exist prior to the incarnation, that person is not a Christian today. And that person, if they're teaching that, they're a false teacher.
I agree with you. I agree that if you think someone like Ricky Doolan, how about the other? Because there's several other priests that have come up there, Catholics and others.
I believe that the whole movement is a sham, and I believe Tommy Robinson is some sort of con artist who likes to con people. And yeah, the Lord may use him, or, the Lord can use unrighteous people to do righteous deeds. But as it stands, that movement is a sham. And the fact that they have a modalist on stage, it proves a point. You all right, sir?
Oh, he's listening. He's just listening to the conversation.
Born again, sir? Are you born again? No, can my husband discuss with you? What does that mean?
Would you like to talk about
receiving the Holy Spirit to heart?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank
here
you.
to do evangelism, so I know
I understand. I understand.
comes to me, I'm always kind of aware.
I just want to add this though. That,
Thank you.
I don't believe Christianity is a political movement.
Yeah.
I know you
Thank
guys
you.
already had a conversation about this, but I do not believe Christianity is a political movement. Having studied the scriptures for the last 6 years, it's very clear that Jesus Christ said that his kingdom is not of this world. Jesus Christ was not an advocate for the British Isles. He was an advocate for the kingdom of God. And many people hate me for saying this, but for me, it's simple. Whether or not the British take over and there is an ethno-state or not, this country will be destroyed when Christ comes back and everything else. And it's about telling people, warning people of the judgment to come. I'm not going to lie and give them a false Jesus. So the Jesus of the Tommy Robinsons, the Jesus of the Nick Tenconis and whoever, there's a false Jesus there. It's not the Jesus.
Is Nick Tenconi a modalist as well? Or
No, he would be a Catholic.
Oh, he's a Catholic.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
would
full
be a Catholic.
Catholic.
But yeah, I'll let you get on. You've got stuff to do, man.
Thank you, Jono. Thank you, guys.
And I do genuinely hope that you will read this, and find out the truth for yourself.
Thank you. I mean, look, I'm not denying. I'll be perfectly honest. From my understanding of Christianity, and I don't want to get into like a long debate with you, but my understanding is that from all the aspects of what Jesus said,
Right.
I don't think he was talking about a Unitarian system. He looks like he did, at least from my atheistic perspective, he believed that he was God. And if that is the case, then you cannot deal with a singular God situation.
When you say BS, you don't have an argument.
Yes,
Sorry, I'm
exactly.
not-
But yeah, so on those bases and looking at all the arguments for Trinity, it seems that at least the Catholic, sorry, not the Catholic Church, the Jesus of the Bible, he claimed and he believed in the three Godheads.
Persons, yeah, Godhead,
And so,
yeah, the Godhead with two
yeah.
persons, yeah.
So on that level, I don't think trying to argue a Unitarian idea is really fruitful. But again, people have their interpretations, people have their ideas, and they will take it wherever they want to go. That's why we have Mormons and we have Jehovah's and we have all of
Jesus
these.
says, if you don't believe I am He, you will die in your sins.
Well,
And
they
he
have
said that
to-
the road to salvation is narrow, so it's not a political thing. It's life
But
and
those
death.
people who don't believe that, then they have to cross that bridge when they get to there. That's their cross to bear, I guess. But thank you so much.
Yeah,
You've been
perhaps
lovely.
Look into Ricky Doolan.
I know about Ricky. I know about his gambling. It was gold. It was actually a gold thing that he did.
It's very
No, I'm aware of these things.
concerning because really, like,
But Ricky, I'll be honest. These are individual cogs in a much bigger clock, and so I don't worry about the individual cogs. I'm interested in how well the clock is running.
I know, but he is on the main stage. Like,
Oh,
with
yeah,
this,
yeah. I
and
mean,
it's
he
like,
gets-
Imagine, I don't know. Imagine if I had a crooked past. The thing is, look. Let me put it this way. For example, we know the Dawa here, right? If the Dawa were linked to a terrorist, you would be like, that is concerning. In fact, it's a scandal if
Oh
somebody.
yeah, and there have been people here that have been
is
linked.
scandalous. Even if they're not guilty, they're guilty by association. So when we have this man who is a modelist, but he's like a prosperity teacher and a money launderer, it's like that is, it's really concerning. And that wasn't enough. And now he's a modelist too.
Is
And
that-
Bob, no, thank you. And Bob, 3 years ago, or not 2 years ago, he was with me. We were debating. Oh, Ricky Doolan should sue you, all the rest. And I've been proven right because now he had to.
Oh, so you were saying this to Bob
I was saying to him
ages
that
ago.
he is, he's a money launderer. He's a prosperity teacher, and he's like, oh, he should sue you. Of course, he didn't sue me because it was an Al Jazeera documentary. They should sue them.
Oh, so Al Jazeera actually covered Ricky
They
Doolan.
didn't you see it? Gold Mafia. You should watch it. It's a very good. I'm not saying that I believe in Al Jazeera. For me, it's like BBC.
I know.
But the thing is, if it was falsified information,
He would sue them.
He would sue
Oh,
them. They have a
easily.
lot of money. You can literally see
Yeah.
him trying to arrange.
Well, I mean, I heard about Ricky Doolan's thing with the gold thing and other things he
It's
tried to
called
do.
Gold Mafia. on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, gold mafia.
You should
Interesting.
watch it,
Interesting.
But
Yeah,
even
I'll look
that
into
wasn't
it.
enough, and now he's a modelist, and it's like
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether he's going to be on stage come the May 16th,
he's
but
gonna
he's,
be on
he's
stage,
guaranteed.
and he is the main worship, like the songs that they're playing.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
wrote them. And so he's not just a one random guy out of money. He's a prominent.
He's a major
he's a
prominent
major
figure.
Christian.
Mm. Thank you.
for
Thank
listening.
you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate
Love the doggy. Okay, guys. Oh, we have Chris. We have Chris doing his thing. Oh, no.
Those things, what you're talking about, if these people, what you're talking about, submit their will to that God.
Which God? Which
Same
God?
God I'm telling you about.
Which God? Who is
Elohim.
Elohim.
Elohim. That same God.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Elohim.
Yes. Yes. So anybody, no, let me ask a question. Let me ask a question. Who you submit your will? God, not God. Okay, which God? Which God? Which is fine, it's okay.
I'm a Muslim, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
You're a Muslim then.
I'm a Muslim who rejects Muhammad.
The thing about you is, So the problem with you is you just stray away into Christianity. Yes, you just stray away. You just stray away into Christianity. Listen, if you want to submit your will to a man, that is up to you. I'm talking about.
So do you agree with me then?
I'm talking about those who submit them will to God and God alone.
And not Muhammad.
Just like Muhammad. Muhammad submit his will to God and God alone. So
Wait, but so did Isa.
So therefore.
So if I submit my will to Isa and to God, then that's fine, and I'm a
Do
Muslim.
you submit your will to Isa?
Yeah, I do, but I'm a Christian.
Okay, it's fine. No.
Well,
it's
and
fine.
also by Isa, I mean Jesus, Yeshua, the
that
real
is
living
your
God.
faith. Well,
Yeah, the one who died on the
That
cross.
is your faith.
Right, it is my
But
faith.
Isa
Yeah.
submit his will
Yeah.
to God and God alone.
Right, so you can
Now,
therefore submit your will to Isa.
No. Because
What about
Isa,
Muhammad?
No. Because Isa.
No, not Muhammad.
No, we don't. Hold on.
You don't have to submit your will to Muhammad.
Because Isa, which we call Yeshua, which you call Jesus, yeah, which is a fabricated
Well, we say
name.
Yeshua as
It's
well.
Oh yeah, you just use Yeshua.
Yeah.
Now, that Yeshua
Mhm.
tell you and me to submit our will to God and God
So
alone.
we can't accept
But
him
the problem with
and
you
submit
is,
our will to him,
but the
right?
problem with you is you submit your will
Right.
to Yeshua.
Right.
But Yeshua tell
Right.
you to
Right.
submit your will
Right.
to the one and only
So just
true
like
God.
Muhammad tells us to submit his will to him and Allah, the Quran does it does say you have to accept every dictate from Muhammad. The Quran says so. The Quran says you have to accept every dictate. Yes, it does. That's why you will follow the Sunnah.
Listen to me.
Even though the Sunnah is not all revelation.
Let me talk. Listen to me. Me and you is different.
Yeah.
When you're talking about to me, yeah, don't come to me with books. Don't come to me what books said. Yeah, because me gone past books. Because books is, I believe.
Right.
You don't know, we don't know.
Okay.
You understand?
So you wouldn't accept
when
the
you're
Quran?
speaking to me, don't come to me and speak to me about people submit them will to prophet, because that is untrue. You
Really?
understand?
Wait. Do you accept
that
the
is
Quran?
untrue.
Do you accept the
You
Quran?
understand? So therefore,
Do you accept the Quran?
Therefore, I'm talking about people who submit their will to God and God alone.
Do you accept
That's
the
what I'm talking
Quran?
about.
Do you accept the Quran?
Of course, and also the scripture.
You accept a book then, and that book says that you have to accept both Allah and Muhammad, his prophet,
This is the reason why I'm trying
and
to tell
submit
to
your
you,
will to him.
This is the reason why I'm trying to tell to you that you're looking at a book point of view. I do not look at a book point of view.
But you just said you accept and follow the Quran.
Of course, I accept the book.
So you're following the book then?
And I accept the Quran.
So you're
But
following the
the problem
Quran?
is, I do not follow everything that inside of a book, because a book is a belief.
So you don't follow all of the
A
Quran.
book is a belief. We don't know.
You don't follow all of the Quran.
Yes, and also the Bible, because it is a belief. And a book.
Okay. So
and
if
a
you could
book-
choose.
And
Okay.
a book cannot make me Muslim.
So how do you
understand?
wait? How did you get the understanding that a Muslim is someone who submits to God and God alone? Where did you get that from?
Because, let me put them back here. Let me explain
That's all.
something.
I'll make sure no one takes it.
Because Islam did not start with the Prophet. Islam was whole, like Allah himself. Islam was creation. Now, in the beginning, these men, prophets and messenger, they submit their will to God and God alone.
Right.
And they did not have a book.
Right.
So I am people of the book. So my ancestors.
You're people of the book?
Yes. So not you, but my
Yeah,
ancestors.
you. Yeah.
No, not you. Yeah. But no disrespect to you, right?
All right, fine.
Because
But-
we don't discriminate people faith. So all these men from before, they submit their will to God and God alone, but they did not have a book. So for me, my ancestors, they were original Muslim. Okay?
Right.
So we are not modern day Muslim. Okay? So
Okay.
when you see Muslim in the park,
Yeah.
they are Muslim according to a book. Right?
Right.
So I am not a Muslim according to a book.
Okay.
I am
right.
Muslim according to what come.
All right. So you have your own understanding of what Islam is and what being
All
Muslim
right.
is. All right then.
You understand now?
Yeah. Thank you for the chat. Sorry.
You get it now?
I get what you're saying. Yes.
Respect. But
Can I shake your hand?
But
will you shake my hand?
Well, you're not shaking my hand.
What I'm saying to you is, try to understand Islam more.
Okay, well, I don't think you actually represent Islam.
Listen.
You represent your own view.
Listen to me. What I represent is the kingdom of God. That's what I represent. The kingdom of God.
You represent
And
the
if I
kingdom of
represent the kingdom of God,
Yeah.
and I worship one God and one God only. So that's in that point,
Right.
I am Muslim. So all these religions that come before
Yeah.
when the Messiah gone, we must not divide it, because God don't divide it. God is universal, not divided. So whether you say call you a Christian, whether you call yourself a Muslim,
Yeah.
whatever you call yourself,
I'm going to end this pretty quick. But
whatever you call yourself, sir.
Anyway, my friend, I'm going to say goodbye.
We must live in peace
Will
and
you
love.
shake my hand?
Yes, son.
Okay.
Because we're living in peace and love.
All right.
Right?
Good. Okay. Have a nice day,
Thank
man.
you, Chris.
No worries.
Thank you.